Yeah. All right, all right. You know what that sound means? That sound means this is another great edition of the Thursday Night Throwdown. We are live. Rich is actually with us for the first time in a long time. It's good to see that. We're gonna go through football today. We've got a game tonight. We've got Browns and the Eagles. We've got a CFL game that's probably a little bit more important, but it is the two worst teams in the league, in the Elks and the Tiger Cats. Last time these teams met, the score was 39-27. I kind of expect the same type of deal. No defense whatsoever. Both teams are the two worst defenses in the league. Not two great offenses, but I'm all over the over on this. I actually kind of think the Elks are going to win. I've got a teaser with the Elks, but I'm getting 15 points. That's a little bit different than taking the small 5 that's out there right now. But I think this game is going to go back and forth, so you're going to get plenty of chances to get on this. I like the over 44.5. The first half is 21.5. If that drops below the 21 mark, I'll probably be jumping on it. I'm going to look. Then later tonight, we've got the two heavyweights going after Liberty and the Aces. The last 2 times they've played, the Liberty have won. Why? Because the Liberty shoot threes and the Aces think they can shoot threes. Also, both teams show up and play defense. So neither team gets really great looks. You got an outstanding defense. The Liberty haven't been beaten the last 2 times since they've had their full team together. I'll take the 7 again and not look back. As well, I've even teased that up to 15 on some other parlays with the Elks at 37, the Winnipeg Bombers at 37. So then we've got the Eagles game. I like the first half Eagles. I think this Eagles front line is, from what I've watched with this Browns front line, their offensive line is going to be in some load of hurt here, and we'll see how long they play. But I like the first half taking the Eagles. We're also on like I said, the under in the Liberty game because, like I said, these two teams get together. They give you a total that's up basically based on their points per game versus everybody else. But when these two teams got together, only the first game of the season, which did not have the complete Liberty team, went over. All the others not only went under, they went under by 40 points. So until you get close to at least the pregame line, I can't take an over on that. So,
you like the first half under or full game or both?
I have the full game, first half under as well. Yeah.
Okay. All
right. The first half, just to let you, these two teams got together. The first quarter, last time they got together, didn't score 30 points.
I'm gonna take the first half, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and you didn't get 65. So
yeah.
And it's definitely there. We got some chats already in the comments and ready. Back to the well with San Diego. D-Money is on Uruguay Live. If you're wondering what that is the U.S. Well, not the U.S., but the qualifying game, which I believe is the U.S. Virgin Islands versus Uruguay. Right now, the Olympics 2024 qualifying. The Virgin Islands are up 3 at the half. I couldn't tell you who's on either team, so I'm not touching that. We do have the Elkies getting ready to start off right now at 7:30. So what is your take on this Browns game here? I know you've got the local look from it. So, I mean, I really want to be on the over in this game, but I just don't want to take 17.5 for the first half and 36.5. This was down to 35. Also, last week we weren't here, but we told you what we were going to do. 14 of the 16 games, if you tease the over for the second year in a row, all went over. Not only that, if you didn't tease the over, 13 of those 14 went over the by themselves anyway. So, but it generally happens on week 1 of the preseason, but it doesn't happen on week 2.
Well, this is joint practice week. I think all these teams, or at least I know a good bit of them that are matching up this week, did joint practices this week. So I don't know if that means it's going to be tighter or what, but
you had joint practices last week as well.
Oh, did they? I thought they
Yeah.
only did that 1 week.
No, I kept on getting news from my buddy in the Raiders that they literally have sacked the San Francisco quarterback 28 times in the 2 practices.
Really?
Where the Shanahan actually came out and looked at one point, talked to the other coach, hey, can we hold this down? We need to be able to get our reps in to run a play.
Yeah. Well, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. I mean, their offensive line was terrible. And that Raider defense that front 4 looks like they're coming after it on every play. If you watch that preseason game, I know it's just preseason and I'm not getting crazy, but whoever the Niners put at quarterback was running for his life. So yes, Trey Lance, we know, is a year away from being a year away.
He's going to get traded. He's going to get traded, or he's either going to get traded or he's going to get cut.
He's going to get cut. No one's giving them anything. I mean, they might, if they trade him, it's going to be like a 5th round, 6th round pick.
They might take that at this point just to get him out of the room.
I mean, all right, we are underway. We've got the Eagles.
Oh. I took a full game, by the way.
I guess Watson's not even playing.
Yeah, I took the full game too, but I told Rich I wasn't going to be mean to him and give the half game and the full.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I'm not. I am expecting the score to be like 10-3 at the half. I don't think we're going to get a big score at all.
I like to see how Tillman looks because him and DTR I think have a nice rapport.
Well, I like Tillman. I like Tillman coming out of Tennessee. I mean, he's a solid receiver. I think you're going to be there. But I'm interested in watching Jalen Carter. That's the guy I'd say. Carter looked like a beast last game. Now you're going to put this year. You're going to have Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter right next to each other on every snap, with Montez Sweat and Barnett on the sides. Hey, we can talk about the Eagle offense all we want. Now, we are going to have to start talking injuries because there were a lot of injuries this week. A lot of injuries. You had Treylon Burks go out. He looks like he's done for a while, if not a season. You had the scare of Devontae Adams.
Russell Gage is done for the season.
Yeah, but that's a hurt, but that's like 3rd or 4th receiver type deal. I mean, you want to sit there and say, so, are they ready to give TTR the starting job yet? I mean, that's my question. Hakeem Hines got hurt already. The other day, Terrence Marshall, who was supposed to pick up for DJ Moore, was carted off the field with a back injury. Got Myles Garrett left practice early.
Where the hell does he play at now?
Still with the Browns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was Clowney that left, right? He's still a free agent?
Yeah. Clowney's been in the league forever. He just signs 1-year deals everywhere. So who do they put in there? Is that DTR? Is that who's starting?
Not enough, to be honest.
Rich, is that DTR? Yeah, it is. I've liked what I've seen of DTR so far. I mean, you got to think, okay, if Watson doesn't come through, it's going to be DTR's show.
Yep.
All right, so Edmonton gets the ball first. They're at midfield. Chance to put some points. Edmonton is the Elks, by the way. Dude, what are you doing? It sounds like you're flushing a toilet in there. What is that? Can we mute yourself for a little bit?
Hey,
Yeah, D, can you mute yourself? Way
To
too
me?
much background noise. Yeah, it's background noise. Okay, much better. All right. Yeah, we saw Ray McLeod's been out, so yep. Oh,
what they do?
So
Punt? I had to go downstairs and get my food here.
3rd and 7. I got 3rd and 7. 3rd and
Okay.
6 now. They magically got a yard. It is shocking that there are 5 Georgia players on defense for the Eagles. 5.
Holy shit! Anthony Schwartz caught a pass. My God, I heard it happen in practice, but I didn't believe him. I didn't believe it.
Yep. All right, Uruguay's taking the lead. All right. Totals now dip below 35, which is what I was looking for. I don't know why it dipped below 35 when they got a
Nice freaking catch. Let's go. Just a jump ball to a big guy.
That's Tillman.
That's a terrible pass.
Well, that's the question with DTR is the arm strength.
I don't know if his arm got hit or what, but that thing was wobbling like crazy.
I'm gonna do a live play here though. I'm gonna take the first quarter over 9.5.
Well, they should get a field goal here at least.
Should get the field goal, and I think the Eagles will score.
Oh, and that is a good bet. Are the Eagles playing any starters? Do we know that?
The talk was Hurts was going to get a series or two. The problem is you guys keep running plays quicker than I can get this bet in. That's the real problem. And now you're in the red zone, so it means I'm out. Damn it. All right, 2nd and 8. See what they do. Yeah, that's a good throw. This is the one thing where people look at it, they look at a mobile quarterback like DTR, makes a play, right? Makes a play, runs out, hits a guy, all that kind of stuff. But then can he make these? This is when you're at best. Can you make the next throw? Can you make the tightly covered throw? Like I say all the time, Lamar's 80% of all his catches are either bombs where the guy's just streaking and all he's done is just throw it as far as he can and see if the guy runs under it, or a guy's coming back to him and he's throwing it at their chest, or most of the time above their head. They can just
That looked like a first down. That was David Bell.
Yep. You were so excited for David Bell last year. It was like David Bell's gonna come do stuff. David Bell did shit. He barely got.
They didn't use him. They didn't use him at all last year. He was hardly on the field.
All right, looks like the Elks have moved into field goal range here. It's
First
2nd
down.
and 3.
Oh, he just got cranked in the head. There's a flag. Sorry, I'm ahead of you. I got the local.
I know. I'm 100%. I understand. You did. You do have the. I'm getting used to it. Yeah, I got the 7.5 plus 122. I was shocked at that. As soon as they missed the throw, they gave 7.5 plus 120. So that's essentially, I guess, the real play. Oh, what? Oh, he drops it at the end. because that's what you should do. When you're a team that hasn't won a game all year, you had a 3rd and 3. So let's throw a 40-yard bomb, which the receiver hit him right in the hands, and then he dropped it. I hate that. You guys just move the sticks. What's up, Gerardo?
What's up, Gerardo? Yeah, I had to
stepping on his game. Yeah.
I had to put my background on because if I move one way or the other, the game's going to be on the screen, and I don't want to get us bumped out here.
Oh, we just figured you upgraded your house. That's what we figured.
No.
It's different than the house we're used to looking at. So, all right, here they go. Handoff. He got crushed.
God.
Bell lost 2 yards, and he lost the football.
Well, I hope you didn't get that bet in.
I got the 7.5 in. So
God,
we'll see.
Fucking fumbled, mother.
Yeah, he had a good grip on it too, and still fumbled.
Yeah.
He had 2 hands on the ball. All right, the Ticats are going to get the ball for the first time.
The one play that I did take tonight in baseball is I took the Brewers, and there's a couple reasons behind that. I've been wanting to take the Brewers this whole series because the prices have been really nice. They lost the first 2 games. They had they're probably their worst starters on the mound.
Yep.
Burns is on the mound tonight. I'm getting plus 125. I don't think the Brewers get swept here. So at the price with Burns, I'm on the Brewers.
You know it's not a getaway day for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
They stay home and they play the Marlins.
Yeah.
So just let it. I understand the Burns thing, and I understand the Brewers. Dodgers on a roll, though.
What was the first? Yeah, but I like the Brewers bullpen is so good, and like I think they have the starting pitching advantage and the bullpen advantage in this game. So all we need is probably 3 runs, 2-3 runs.
You know the Dodgers have won 14 out of 15.
Yeah, but they're like unbettable.
No, they're not unbettable. They're unbettable straight. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed that. Big play by the Ticats. Gets them down to the other side of the field.
What happened? They didn't get any points on that?
No, they went for on which one? On the Browns? They fumbled the ball.
No, Ticats.
No, the Elks. Elks got the ball first, and they told you they went for it on 3rd down. They threw the ball 40 yards down the field when they needed 3 yards.
Oh, I forgot they only go 3 downs in CFL.
Yep. Peyton Thorne is going to be Auburn's starting quarterback? I've watched enough of Peyton Thorne, and I'm not impressed by Peyton Thorne. Did the other guys just not, show up? Peyton Thorne won the Auburn job?
Jesus, who's freaking quarterbacking for the Eagles? Is it Minshew?
No, Minshew's in Indianapolis.
Oh, is he?
That's Marcus Mariota.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, it's supposedly they saw something in Anthony Richardson that said we're going to name him the starting quarterback. I really think they decided to name Anthony Richardson the starting quarterback because their goal is to get the first overall pick again, and then they can get a boatload of guys by trading the first overall pick or trading Anthony Richardson.
A lot of people have been talking about Richardson.
Got a safety. Your
Really?
Brownies got a safety.
Nice. They got one last week too. This fucking defense, man, is sick. This defensive line is so good.
He almost fumbled the ball too.
They like stole Minnesota's best defensive lineman, and for nothing. Like that team is going to be Minnesota's defense is going to be awful. So you're going to want to take overs with Minnesota all year.
I looked at that, but there's. I mean, we'll talk into that, but there's definitely. You say that, but there's some pieces that Minnesota did kind of filter back in there. If you watched what they kind of ended up doing on their roster.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, they lost their main guys that you would talk to, but Danielle Hunter's still there. Chris Tongo comes over. Harrison Phillips comes over. They pick up Jordan Hicks from the Eagles. Marcus Davenport comes in. He's going to have his hand on the ground. He's the one guy that I didn't know they picked up. There, but I agree. Their defense is definitely not going to be up to par.
No.
We'll see. I mean, Davenport, if he can come through and be a ferocious pass rusher, that's a little interesting there.
They're not. I mean, they're not going to be focused on defense. That team, they did that too long with Mike Zimmer, and now this new guy is just offense. So
yeah, but I don't know how you do that. I mean,
their games are going to be track mates. You've got an offensive. You've got a pass-friendly system with a pass-friendly offensive head coach and 3 really nice weapons.
Yeah, I mean, the question I have is still, loss of Dalvin Cook is bigger than what you want because teams are just going to come after you because they're not going to be worried about the run. Like Madison may pick up 6 or 7 or 5 or 6 on some runs, but Madison's not Dalvin Cook where he's going to break it for 40 or 60.
I like Madison, but from what we've seen, I don't think he's a bell cow like Cook was. He's a good change of pace guy. He's a good guy to give you maybe, I don't know, 8 to 12 carries a game. I don't think he's going to give you 20 carries a game, but you know what? They're not going to ask him to do that probably.
I mean, I think he can give you 20 carries a game, but he's not going to have any
not productive. Not productive, 20 carries.
I mean, 3-4 yards a carry. It might be kind of more of the Baltimore type running game, or where you're not getting as big as chunk plays. I mean, that's the big thing I see for them. But yeah, I mean, they're going to literally lean on Addison. They're going to lean on obviously Jefferson. And we'll talk more about that as we get through the night here. Unfortunately, the Ticats also miss a field goal, so this is not good right now.
I looked at that too, Ben. That Padres under. I do like the under, but I can't take an under with Rich Hill on the mound.
Yeah, Yeah, I'll be on Arizona later tonight. This is I hate to say this, but it's
I like Arizona.
I'm against all the guys.
No, I like Arizona tonight too.
I mean, anytime Rich Hill pitches is just an automatic. All right, so I'm going to be up by 5. It's just a question whether or not the bullpen hangs on.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be. Where's the spot? Oh, that looks like it's going to be a first down. That should be a first down. Yeah, so, I mean, we'll go through. We can talk week 1. We've got a couple more weeks till we talk about week 1. Ben, is that the team total? As I can see 8.5 runs in the first 5.
I mean, I don't know that the Padres are going to get a lot off a gallon, but they could. I wouldn't mind D-backs first 5 money line or D-backs full game.
All right, so we punted it back. The Eagles now get the ball. They're going to get the ball about the 28. Elks with a nice play here. Oh, he's out of bounds. It's going to come back. His left foot standing out of bounds. There's no way they gave him the catch. No, they didn't give him the catch. 1st and 10. Lots of running. Oh, break that tackle. Nope. 2nd down. Big tackle here. Come on, guys. Got to do something a little past the line of scrimmage. Can't get yourself behind the sticks with a quarterback who can't throw and receivers that aren't great. Other than that, that's got a good chance here.
Other than that, they're not bad.
I mean, this is the one thing. Like, if you're in CFL, you can't call a play that gets 2 yards. You just can't. And if you get 2 yards on 1st down, it's almost guaranteed you're going to end up punting. All right, so you got 2nd and 8, blitz coming, gets picked up, throws it short, and he kind of rolls and gets touched a yard short. All right, if the Elks, you got to go for this. 3rd and 1. You have no wins on the season. You're going to be a yard short. You got to go through this. Do not punt the ball. You're on the other side of the field. And the guy who caught the ball has gone now 138 games with a catch. So he catches, he rolls. I'm not sure he was touched. 3rd and 1. Here you go. Come on, let's go. Power back. Don't you dare punt the ball. You're on the Hamilton 41. Yeah, there you go. Bring in your one power quarterback. So you got to be a yard off the line. So in CFL, hey, what's up, Ron? What's going on? You got to be a yard off. So in CFL, you see a yard gap between the offensive line and the defensive line. And if you can't get a yard, you suck.
Yeah.
Every team just has these big quarterbacks that they bring in, and their only purpose is to just quarterback sneak for a yard. That's their whole goal. That's all they do. What's up, Ron? Are you with me with the WNBA? I mean, are we going to get the Liberty's 3rd straight win against the Aces?
Any KBO tonight, Ron? I've been telling you on that stuff.
Oh, here we go. Double pass. Nope. Screen. Can he get a block? Come on, kid. All right, there you go. We're back in field goal range. Yep, we're on the Liberty. All right. Ron agrees with me as well. We're rolling Liberty.
Yep.
All right, we need a touchdown here, boys. Touchdown here, Eagles. Let's go. 1st and 10.
They're on the 27-yard line, and dude
I
just
know.
got sacked.
I'm just talking. It's 1st and 10. Oh, you're a play ahead of me. Damn you.
It ain't 1st and 10 anymore.
And it's 1st and 12. 2nd and 12.
Ron likes Lotte Giants tomorrow morning. I will take it.
All right, let me see if I can get that. Sometimes I can get them, sometimes I can't. All right, the Elks are -2.5. Total's down to 40.5. Big 3rd down again here. Kick the field goal. Let's get points. Let's get points. Can't go the 1st quarter with no points. It's tough to get an over. Oh, Zacchaeus! There you go.
Nice one.
He finally got out of Atlanta.
I guess so.
I like this kid. I like this kid in Atlanta. There's just no one who can throw the football. All right, here we go. We got another 30 inches here for the Elks. And he clearly gets the inches. He gets about 1.5 yards. And unfortunately, somehow somebody told Marcus Mariota to throw the football. That's just not what you want to do. We're not looking. Okay, what is that? That's South Korea or Japan? This is Lodi. Lodi's Japan, right?
KBO. Yeah. No.
KBO. Yeah, Korea. So I got a number for Lodi, which is probably gonna be terrible because they really don't like these at all. I got a -190. Oh, there's a nice run. There we go. Come on, Gainwell. That's all I got. So should I take the -1/2 then? Touchdown, Elkies!
Nice.
Let's go. Let's get some points. There we needed some points. Elks with the touchdown.
Do you get -1 on that, Ron, or you make that yourself? You make that -1 line. You split the unit and take the -1.5 and the money line.
I think in FanDuel you could take -1.
Sean probably doesn't have first 5. KBO.
No, I don't have first 5. Come on, guys. Let's go. Hold on to the football. Lou Dunbar. 29-yard touchdown pass from Mr. Ford. All right, there we go. We're up 7-0. 7-0 Elkies. Let's go. That's what we need. Just wake up call. Let's go. Total is 41.5. Elks are still your leader on the board. Plus 1.5. Shows all the value they have. You got a 7-0 lead versus 2 of the worst teams, and somehow the Elks are still favored. What kind of run was that? You ran out of bounds. You lost 2 yards. Come on, guys. Make it use it the calculator. All right. Okay. You got the -1 calculator, Rich?
That says -1, yeah.
Yeah, so he agrees with me. We're on the over 45. Look at Ron with all the plays rolling through. Cleveland +4. Oh, he's riding the Brownies.
I like it. I think they probably do win the game, just because I don't know how much we're going to see out of the Eagles. But it was tough for me to call that because I didn't watch the first game. I was in Cleveland, but I was there for a concert.
My issue is if they have to kick the ball, I have no faith in them kicking the ball. You dropped it, Zacchaeus. That was a first down. It was behind you. It was backwards. Other than that, you should have been able to catch it.
Other than that, it was fine. It was perfect. All right, let's see what I can do here. Baseball.
So he gave it an English championship game, which is Nottingham. I like Nottingham in that game. It's not a bad game at home. We've got a pretty big card right now. I'm looking at my card for tomorrow of games that I'm tailing for Friday soccer. I've got 68 games to review. So the season's back on. My Friday, Saturday time, it's there. I've got some family things that are going on. My wife is in Orlando. Trying to there. So the Eagles hit a field goal, 3-2. Still got 4:50 left to get another field goal. That's all we need. It'd be a really weird way to get there, but
yeah.
Okay. They are. I agree. And my question, though, if you're starting DTR, does that mean DTR is playing a half, not playing the second half?
Yeah, he's probably playing a half, and Hobbs is probably playing a half, or Dobbs.
Because I heard Kellen Mond is also playing this game.
Oh, maybe. Maybe it's a half, quarter.
But Dobbs didn't play at all last game, so I think he does have to play. Because you basically have 3 of the same type quarterback. I mean, your quarterback room is 4 guys that all do similar type things.
That's good. They all fit the same system.
They do. But of those guys, I've always liked Josh Dobbs. He's always been a very good preseason quarterback, and I think he's just really never gave him a chance. Not that he's a great passer or a great thrower or anything, but he's one of those guys that think could have it. You have the Detroit Tigers as your top play. The Tigers, the game was postponed. Yep. He's got the Dodgers -1. He saw your Milwaukee take, and he's giving you an absolute take that. I am shocked that the Mets have not scored against Wainwright.
What's that?
I'm shocked that the Mets have not scored against Wainwright.
The Mets suck. That's why. I wanted nothing to do with either one of those teams, honestly. The Cards screwed me over yesterday, and I've been fading the Mets since they sold everybody.
They have, but they've won 3 out of 4. Granted, it was
yeah,
the
but
Pirates.
they're still priced wrong.
But their hitters are still there. They just don't have any pitchers. I mean, I got that at -110. Big run for the Ticats. He's in the secondary. He's shot it there all the way down to the 15-yard line. It looks like we're probably going to have a face mask or as well tack on. Hamilton's going to be set up here. Let's go. Here come the points. Mets with a big bomber. They said, Pete Alonso said, the big lumberjack said, take that shit. Stop talking bad at me. 2-run jack for Pete Alonso.
You think he's watching? You think he heard?
That was the thing. He said all that fuzz that was happening right there. Yeah, I both teams scored -142 is not bad for that game. I mean, I'm looking more. I go day by day. Like, you're already into Saturday and looking at that. Like, the game I'm looking at there, I'm going to be on Xixing Professional versus Qingda Haino. I'm going to be on the money line in that game. Xixing Professional has been a top 10 team in the Chinese league, especially at home. They've been really, really good at home. 3-1-1 in their last 5. They beat Qingda the last 3 out of the last 5. Their only losses have been to higher level teams. So Xixing Professional is one of the plays for tomorrow. So. I mean, with the extra time added into the EPL, I mean, you should be able to get both teams to score on some of these things. All right. No, they don't give him the touchdown. He comes back. He's down to the 2. All right, 2nd and goal. 3rd and goal. Well, that was 2nd and goal. Ticats, are they going to settle for a field goal here, or are they going to go for it? They're probably going to settle for a field goal. Live totals up to 46.5 right now. All right, the Browns trying to figure out if they're going to throw a pick 6 here. Nope, they're going to hand it off. Pitch outside. He's short. 3rd and 3. All right, who had the scores 3-2 at the end of the first quarter?
Maybe in the baseball game.
Yeah. Oh. So I did love, did you see Fantrax like put a whole new trading block system update on their app on the last day of the trade deadline?
And they've made some major updates throughout this season.
Correct. They've done several times, but it was like, you said, oh, now you can do this. And I'm like, no, you can't. You got 4 hours to do it. That's what you have.
Trading deadline was when? Today?
I believe so. 17th, 18th. Maybe tomorrow. No, I think it's today. Yeah, there's a couple things I like on my team. A couple things I'm more a little. Yeah, Thursday, August 17th, 11:59 p.m. So you got 4 hours.
Is that what happened, Ron? I noticed all my Fangraph stuff was screwed up today when I went to reload my numbers.
Yeah.
I went to reload my numbers for today, and all my sheets and stats and everything were screwed up.
So I can't see this commercial the same way anymore. So I have a colleague that's older and works in Moberly, Missouri. They brought her in to kind of meet everybody for the first time into Baltimore. So she ends up taking a day off with her and her husband, stuff like that. Because it's funny. I was like, "What do you want to see in Baltimore?" She's like, "We want to go to DC." I'm like, "All right, well, here's how you go to DC. Let me tell you." So they go to DC. Everything's cool. Husband has a brand new Samsung flip phone. They take the trolley, which runs around. He's a veteran, so he wants to see like Arlington Cemetery, things of that nature, the different war memorials. Touchdown, Ticats!
Nice.
7-7. There you go. 14 points. There's the points that we need. So on that time, going from one trolley to the next trolley, you kind of sit on a wall while you're waiting. Well, they sat on a wall and they left her husband's cell phone.
Oh shit.
So it gets even funnier because she was taking pictures all day. And nowadays, all your tickets and stuff are on the phone.
Oh yeah.
She gets there's no husband phone anymore, which is what they plan to use. She says she gets on the train with about 3% battery life. And then it was like, well, how do you get an Uber?
Yeah.
Or anything to pick up at the train? Somehow, one of the guests who was on the train with the morning talks it back and says, "Oh, Ticats missed the extra point, 7-6 Edmonton." Got to get the grill going. All right, cool, Ron. Appreciate it. What's for dinner? So they get this woman on the train, says, "I'll take them," and take them back to their place. And apparently, her driving was the worst they've ever seen. This lady stopped on the interstate when she missed her turn.
Oh my God.
As they describe it, the only good news is it was that night, so it's about 11 o'clock at night, but on 95 in the middle lane, she just stopped. Cars are whizzing by her. There, she's trying to look around and see where she was supposed to go.
Oh my God. She wasn't from there or what?
Apparently, she said she lived right around the corner.
Wow.
They did eventually get to their place safely, but it was kind of the way I said. I told her she always has a story to tell, and unfortunately, we lost. She's like, "Yeah, I'm out $900 or whatever for the phone. I got to pay the monthly charge every month and not have the phone." All right, here we go. We got the midfield. We still got a chance here. 2 minutes. There's still hope. What the crap are they doing? All right, the Elks get the ball at midfield after a terrible attempted kick here. Ball that was a weird ass kick. Goes straight up in the air and just kind of went like this and then came straight down. So the up man picked it up like there and he's like, "All right, I'll take the ball at the 50. Let's go, Elks." All right, inside draw. There we go. We got a big run. Come on, get in the secondary. 9 yards. We'll take 9. Sets up 2nd and 1. Because if you're 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, you're going to go for it in the CFL. All right, Mariota back to pass. He's got a man. Unfortunately, it's the safety. He was wide open.
He has a man on the Browns.
But you saw that man was wide open in the middle of the field. He just overthrew him. I mean, either it's a question, but this is when you start to look.
Completely.
Yeah, but here's the question you start to look. Did the guy run the right depth? That no one ever talks about. There was like, did he run the right depth? Did he expect that he was going to break 9 yards? Did he throw it 12? Oh, he's got him! He's got him! To the 20! To the 15! To the 10! To the 5! A little float pass with everybody on the other side of the field. Elks are in business down to the 5-yard line.
Well, the previous play before that interception, it also looked like the receiver and Mariota were not on the same page because the receiver ran like some type of hook or something, and Mariota threw looked like a fade to the outside. Like it was just they're just not on the same page. Somebody's running the wrong thing.
Yep. All right, DTR. This is not going anywhere. All right, we're going to have second and goal for the Elks down to the 2. Yep. Ramon, we're on Elkeration tonight. I took the Elks money line. I like the Elks to win this.
Man. This dude's got 3 picks in the first two games here. Heck, man.
Well, there's a reason Marcus Mariota never came in for Derek Carr last year. There is a reason. You heard it all through camp that he was going to come take the job and never did last year. Well, that guy got crushed. It's a complete throw, but DTR just let his receiver out to dry.
Yeah, he did.
Why? The Elks went to goal line package, like short yardage package at the 3. What was the point of that? It just gets to the 1, and it just automatically gets set up at 3rd and 1. There's no way Tyler Cornelius. Yes, Tyler Cornelius is the big short line back out of Oklahoma State. It was going to get to the goal line on that play. That might have been one of the dumbest calls I've ever seen. And they ran empty backfield. Everybody knows it's a quarterback sneak at the 3. Guess what? He didn't make it. Now they're going to run it again, and I don't think he made it again. Nope, they gave him the touchdown. They said he crossed the lane. The big 6'4" Tyler Cornelius out of Oklahoma State, being so good that he's the backup quarterback on the Edmonton Elks. Does he stick the ball over? Let's see the camera angle. All plays are reviewed in the CFL.
They called.
Yep, he does. Elkeration. There we go. 14-7.
They called an illegal block on DTR. I think he did a blindside block on the same guy twice. Once on one side of the play, and then he ran around and hit him again on the other side of the play.
Yep, he hits him right there. It's a good block. All right, St. Louis has got 2 men on. So can the Mets get out of here? 2 men on, 2 out. All right. And there goes Sean Fisher. There we go. We're all on the Elks tonight. See? That's the game that matches. Yep.
We are all on the Elks and the over.
Yep. Well, we got 21 points, so we're doing better. The live line is now 50.5 right now. The Elks, with a 7-point lead, are still minus 125. The books aren't giving the Elks any love at all.
Are they in?
They're in Edmonton.
Are they in the second quarter?
It's about to start. Yes. There may be like 20 seconds left or something. Yeah, I got the first half +3. That's a good play there, Sean. Definitely. So when do you want to go through and break down future picks for NFL like we always do? I mean, it'll probably be the first year we're not going to be over the Titans win total, who always beat their win total except for last year.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do that? 9 o'clock? 8:30? What's your take?
8:30.
Okay, we'll start breaking things down at 8:30.
We start getting too late. It starts getting pretty close to my bedtime.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm just myself, my son, and his girlfriend. So,
yeah,
my job is basically just to make dinner.
What'd you guys have tonight?
Tonight, honestly, I've had stomach issues all the last 2 days. So I just had some. I think I got one. Somebody came down with COVID. in the office, and I might have picked it up.
Yeah.
So I just did some pasta with some smoked sausage, some peppers, some mushrooms.
Nice. That sounds good. How's your garden doing?
Garden's doing great. I've gone through. I've eaten about 5 tomatoes.
Yeah.
I did find out 2 of the plants that I growed actually don't produce fruit for 2 years.
What kind of plant is that?
Blueberries.
Oh, yeah. Berries.
Yeah.
But they spread. They spread and they'll keep coming back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've got strawberry plants that I planted a couple years ago that I've ripped out like 3 times and they just keep coming back. They won't go away.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a different plus. I might go to a pot strategy with those guys. But no, my sweet potato, my sweet tomatoes, my red tomatoes, my sweet tomatoes, my cherry tomatoes have all come out really nice. I've got my green peppers are doing well. So working on my red peppers that so far has not gone as well.
Yeah, all my stuff's really starting to come in now. I've probably got about I've probably picked about 30 or more cucumbers. Probably 10, 15 zucchini, and now my tomatoes are finally starting to come in. I did lettuce.
Yeah, lettuce. I got to work it. It's not a Ticats dropped it. They're going to punt, so Elks are going to get the ball here. Yeah, chance to go up by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, lettuce is my lettuce did really well this year. But the more times that I was taking lettuce off of it, it started like the last time I did it and I made salads, like my wife didn't eat any of the lettuce. And I'm like, something wrong with the lettuce? And she's like, it's real earthy. And I'm like, earthy? I'm like, you mean it tastes like dirt? Like you mean it tastes like dirt? Is that what we're going for here? And then I started tasting it and I'm like, yeah, it tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
So normally the last few years I've done, oh man, Cards got the bases loaded here.
Yeah,
2
that's
outs.
what I've started. Yeah, they've had 2 outs since they had a man runner on first though.
Yeah, the lettuce is good. You take that a few times, but I think like before when I did it, I took it like 3 or 4 times and then it was done. This I've taken like 6, 7, 8 times and it just keeps growing and growing and growing because we've been getting so much rain. And I think that's what's given it a weird taste because it's probably just too much.
Too much, yeah. There's a couple things I've learned. Like my first batch of tomatoes, I was watering it too much, so I started getting lines in it. So then I've got to cut back the watering a little bit too much. So
Yeah.
Working on the pruning. So, but overall, I've been really satisfied with it. I've got, like I said, I've probably eaten 5 or 6 this year, and I've got another like 12 that are green right now, and I'm just waiting for them to change color.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree, Sean. I will say the tomatoes that I grow taste a lot better than the ones I get in the store.
Oh yeah. Anything that you grow yourself is so much better than what you get in the store. Like people, it's a lot of work. Like gardening is a lot of work, but personally, I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy, putting the garden in. I enjoy taking care of the garden. I think it's kind of, relaxing, and you get you get good fresh produce out of it. It's totally worth it. Like even if I'm giving away, Mets got out of it. I'm giving away a good bit of what I'm growing just because I want it to get eaten and not thrown away. And I'm getting so much that, you can't keep up with it, but still, it's still worth it for what I'm getting. I can go out in my garden. I can pick fresh lettuce, fresh tomatoes, fresh cucumbers, make myself a salad, put fresh peppers on it. I mean, Can't beat it.
Agreed. Yep, definitely. Let's get my wife was in my chair last. So all of a sudden I was like, why is it I'm only seeing my head all night? So all right. So DTR is playing well. He's got a man going deep. He throws to the ground.
Underthrown.
Elks, another big play. Here we go. Elk power. Let's go. Dunbar. All the way across to the other side of the field. Let's go. Let's get this 2-touchdown lead. And since they got that missed extra point too, I mean, here he goes. Boom. Nice little in-out drive. Picks it up at the 45, and he's off to the races. Where do we get down here? About the 18? Yeah, there we go. Let's go. Let's get this Elks. There we go. Let's go. I've been watching the Elks, and they've been improving week in and week out. All right, we get to the 5th. I will say this NFL game is taking forever. We got 7:49 left in the second quarter. First down there by the Elks. First and goal. There we go. Inside the 5. Just pounding them on the ground. Carrying Ticats.
Oof.
All right, so now you get here you go. Look at that. Oh, the big boy couldn't catch it. He thought he had his moment of glory.
Damn guy's got 2 left hands. It's like that.
Dude, he went. That was like the gift. All right, here we go. 9-yard line. Hall breaks out. Touchdown! Elks. There we go. Let's go.
Nice.
20-6. Let's go. Let's get this.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, in the background, I think when he went to catch this ball, he stepped on this dude's ankle or something. His own teammate.
Yeah. I don't even know what the Ticats are doing. This guy just runs a curl, and then he's sitting in the end zone by himself for like 20 seconds, and he's the guy. Dunbar's making the guys covering all the plays. It's like, what was the coverage there? That's good. 21-6. There we go. 27 points in the first quarter. Let's get this. I mean, is the Equalizer 3 only out because basically Harrison Ford could do a movie at around 80, so why not Denzel Washington in 70s?
Denzel is one of my favorite actors, though.
He is, but
he doesn't seem to make a bad movie. I don't recall seeing.
He doesn't. And the Equalizers are fun, entertaining movies, so definitely up there. So,
yeah.
All right, so it's 8:30. Hold on 1 second. My son's here. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry. Oh, that's some just housewarming. The Elks are now -8.5. Ticats are +8.5. New total is 54.5. Remember at what point this was down to 40.
Man.
All right, so we'll start.
I'm just
going to start.
Sorry.
I'm going to start in no particular order. So we're going to look at the AFC East first. So let me look at the futures. What futures? How do I get NFL futures? Oh, I can't get. Ah, shit. I'll have to pull up FanDuel because I don't show NFL futures because a game is going on. Like this game is going to really.
Oh, really?
Futures.
Let me see if I've got them here.
When a game goes on, I lose futures. As soon as this game's over, I'll get my NFL futures back.
Let's see. Yeah, I've got division winners.
All right, so we'll start first. I've got divisions here. I've got it on FanDuel.
Okay.
All right, we'll start with the AFC East. You got the Bills, Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots. My thought is the Patriots are dead last in this division.
Yep. Same.
And this is really a division between the Bills and the Dolphins. I just don't want the Jets to make that massive leap. And that question is really basically, does Tua can he quarterback at all?
I think the biggest question is he going to stay healthy?
Yeah. I mean, if not, you're looking at what? Jacoby Brissett? Is that your backup there?
No, Brissett's in Washington.
Oh, that's right. Brissett left. So, yeah, that's Skylar Thompson and Mike White. Yep.
Yeah. Mike White's not bad. He was all right for the Jets last year.
He's a guy. I'll give you that.
He's an okay backup. Like he's not going to win you any games, but I think he's serviceable.
The guy they really like is Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
Flat out telling you that right now. That's the guy who talk around Miami is we got a fumble, maybe? Stretch? No, he looks down.
I think the big question there is what are the Jets going to look like? What's their offense going to look like? Now, one thing that they do have is a pretty decent defense, and they've got a coach that is defensive minded. Who's their OC? Did they go out and get somebody? I don't know if they went and got somebody. Well, because the whole thing is Salah's not going to run the offense.
Yeah, I thought it was Hackett. It's Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh, that's right. It is Hackett. Well,
he's been a great OC though.
I was gonna say I think he's another Bill O'Brien type guy, right? Good. He's a great coordinator, not a good coach.
No, there's too many other things to start to go on, and he can't concentrate. Yep.
He can't be the top dog in the room.
Yep.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see what the Jets look like. I've got them right now. I have the Jets second on MGM. They're showing plus 250 to win.
So what a lot of guys basically kind of talked me into, and they said, don't bet win totals, bet alternate win totals. Because generally, if you go over, a lot of times you could go, if you're a guy who bets a lot, if you're betting one team, okay, bet the win total. But it's like you bet the alternate win totals and you're picking like 8 or 10 teams in the futures or whatever, and you're one of those guys who puts $1,000 on futures, just holding them up that it's more profitable just to go ahead and bet the alternates, because most of the time it's going to go one way or the other. So look at your schedule, put it down. So when you look at the Jets,
that's what I was just pulling up right now who the Jets have.
So trying to, obviously I normally don't go into FanDuel with this, so I'm trying to. So I look at win totals, and I'm saying to win 10 games. I don't care about 10 games. I want the regular season win totals for the Jets. Here we go. So the net Jets is 9.5.
So
do you like a brand new team to go 10-7?
Let's see. So
yeah, I think the division beats themselves up a lot. I think you get a lot of split games. You come through. I think the Bills lost quite a bit. Hamilton punts again, by the way.
I was going to say the Jets. I feel like the Jets split the division last year, or were close to it, even with a, not a great team. I mean, they were, they had Flacco there for a big portion of it, and Mike White.
I was your favorite.
So Okay, so week 1 they've got the Bills, they've got the Cowboys. Oh Lord, Bills, Cowboys, Pats, Chiefs, Broncos. Good God, Eagles. Wow, that's not good.
It's not a
So
good. It's not like an easy record at all. I mean, you
I
look at
think,
a lot of these
yeah,
games.
I think I had
Like,
looked at this before. Yeah, I think I had looked at this before and saw these first 6 or 7 games and only see maybe 1 or 2 wins.
well, the other thing with a lot of things, when you want to bet win totals, I agree with what you're doing right there, where you pull up the Jets' schedule and you're like, okay, well, if I think they're going to lose the first 2 games, why am I going to bet a 9.5? They'll
Right.
lose the first 2 games. I'll drop to an 8.5, and my look is probably still the same because I didn't have those as wins anyway, and then come in and flow through. I mean, that's my thing with FSU. Everyone, I had bet FSU, but I'm also waiting till FSU loses to LSU, and then I'm going to be on FSU again on the win total because I don't think they're going to beat LSU. Start the game here. So I mean, they open up the season against the Bills. That's the September 11th game. Then you have a short week. You're playing the Cowboys. Then you turn
They're
around
at home. Yeah, that first game is at home. They could win that game. That's not out of the question. The Bills,
No, it's
I
not.
mean,
It's going to be a
the
high
Bills
scoring
are
game.
tough, but I think the Jets can compete. I mean, we'll see. It's just these first 6 games are real tough. I see probably 2 and 4 after the first 6, maybe. Probably 3 and 3 is the best they are after 6. Would be my guess. Bills, Cowboys, Pats, Chiefs, Broncos, Eagles. 3 and 3 is the best you're getting out of that.
I mean, nobody
Probably
talks
3 and
about,
4.
but the pickup of Leonard Floyd by the Bills is going to be massive. I think he kind of comes back, has a great year as an extra guy, an extra pass rusher. So we look at the Bills. The Bills are 10.5 season wins.
What's let me look here. I'm gonna pull them up.
So you look
Schedule.
at their schedule. You've got the open up versus the Jets, what we talked about. Then you go to the Raiders. Then you play the Commanders. Both are going to have a pretty good defense. Then you play the Dolphins, the Jags. Not a lot of gimmies on their schedule either. But then they got that middle of their schedule, which gives them it gives them the Patriots and the Bucks. Then you play a difficult game versus the Bengals, and you got the Broncos and Jets, Eagles, Chiefs, Chargers.
I don't know.
You see 7. I see them beating up each other where I don't want to take the win total really for any of those teams. The only team
I was gonna say the first half of their schedule looks like their schedule and the Jets schedule looks like it's reversed. I like the first half of the Bills schedule here. I mean, you got Jets, Raiders, Commanders, Dolphins, Jags, Giants, Pats, Bucks. So in those 8 games, they're probably 5 and 3, maybe 6 and 2.
Yeah.
So I like their start way better. But week 9 you get the Bengals. Week 10 you get the Broncos, Jets again, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Pats, Dolphins. Like it's
the end of this is
not an easy schedule.
No, it's not at all. And you try to say, hey, they're just going to win 9.5 games because they're bad. I mean, you're going to have games close to 4. I don't want anything to do with this. All right, I'm moving on. So we don't really like anything in the ultimate totals. You think the Jets have a chance? I don't think the Jets have a chance. But
I think the Jets have a chance to compete in the division. Most likely, I mean, it's going to depend on the Dolphins, I think, but I would say the Jets could finish second in that division.
I will say the Dolphins to me are the really thing because their defense is scary. They're just flat out scary. When you look at that side of the ball, if their offense stays down, 2 are there. You lost Christian Wilkins today. He got hurt. That could be big. But you get Agba on one defensive end. Yeah, my boy Jalen Phillips on the other defensive end. then you're basically everyone's like, oh, they signed Ramsey. You gotta remember, they still have Bradley Chubb. You still got Xavier Howard.
Right.
Eli Apple's not the best. Hold 1 second, my wife's calling. I gotta pause.
Yeah, MT, not great, but I think we're talking mostly second and third stringers at best here. But we got a field goal make. That was something we were looking to see from York. Oh, nice. Bowling. Not a big bowler. I got a buddy. A few of the guys that I'm in golf league with, they're big bowlers. They have a bowling league, and they're apparently pretty good. Pretty good bowlers. I am not. I'm not a good bowler.
All right. We got a 5-3 score, which means we're still alive for our first half bet.
No.
Shockingly.
Are we
5-3.
done with the AFC East?
I think we are. I mean, I'm not playing anything on there. I think they do beat up each other. I'm not really looking at that. Let's move on to the next division.
You want to stick in the AFC?
Yeah, that's going to be my thought process. I was trying to just go by whatever shows up next.
Well, the most wide open division in the NFL probably would be the North.
Okay, the AFC North. Got the Bengals, Ravens, Browns, and Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Personally, like my opinion is a little bit skewed. I don't think the Steelers have a shot. I don't think the Steelers have a shot at the division.
I don't think they have a shot at the division, but you do question, are they going to have a winning record again?
I mean, they have every year. They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have last year. So,
so you really go with, because I think they're a better team than last year.
I think they are too. And honestly, I can objectively say, watching Pickett, wasn't a big Pickett guy. However, he did improve over the course of the season. He definitely improved. So it's going to depend. I mean, if he improves this year, they've got a new OC, got a new system. So, I mean, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not good. I don't think Pickett really fit the old system. I mean, the old system was for Roethlisberger, so he didn't really fit that system. So I think their offense probably is going to look better, but I don't know if he's going to take a step. I think we're going to see it in the first, I don't know, 6 games or so.
Yeah. I mean, the defense is still going to be there. That's the question. I mean, you're still going to be able to run the ball. Got to remember last year they went with a big young offensive line. That was their whole plan for the deal, and then everyone will get healthy. But those guys are now a year later. Yeah, James Daniels, who comes over from the Bears from a couple of different years. You added a couple of veterans, Broderick Jones. Allen Robinson comes into play to help out. Defensively, there's still stuff. I mean, the only issue is TJ Watt is basically shown the last couple of years that he's going to get hurt for several games out of the year.
Yeah.
Does Patrick Peterson have anything left in the tank? And you flat out know I was so high, but I love Joey Porter as coming in, and I think he's an outstanding rookie corner, and I think he's got tremendous size too.
He's one of those. He's one of those hybrid. He's a hybrid guy. He can play inside. He can play cover. He can play the run. He's a Isaiah Simmons style back, like a Micah Parsons light.
And this hurts me to say, but I mean, I look at the division, and my issue is it's either the Bengals or it's the Ravens. I still think winning the division, but I could see all four teams make the playoffs.
What do you have for the Steelers? Do you have a win total on the Steelers?
I do. It's 8.5.
Look at their schedule. Their schedule is pretty freaking soft.
I'm aware of that, and I like the 8.5. I would normally give it as a play, but it's minus 150.
I mean, you got
give it to me. It's a play that I am playing. It is not a play for the show because it goes against our rule of giving a play out that's past minus 140. So
I mean, they're probably going to lose week 1.
Yeah, they'll lose week 1 to the Niners. Again, that could be a game where you try to go through the first game, maybe even try to go to the second game. You get the Texans, which is there. You're going to get the Ravens in October. You get the Rams in October.
Rams, Jags, Titans, Packers. You talk about running through some
big play, then a fumble. I was like, oh, we're going to be at midfield here. The Eagles will have a chance here. And Trey Sermon coughs up the football. Tiger Cats get a field goal before the end. It's 21-9. We get 30 points in the first half. Let's go.
You talk about running through some inexperienced quarterbacks. Texans, Jags to some extent, Titans, Packers,
I don't
Cards.
see how Jags had experience. I think at this point, Lawrence has been, this is third, fourth year. I think Lawrence is going to be solid, but I think the advantage of you get the Texans, the Titans, the Patriots.
They have four rookie quarterbacks on the schedule.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, I like the 8.5 with them. I really do.
Yeah.
I think
that's
a strong proof
because that's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good number for sure. If I can find that, I might have to take that. God, I don't want to root for the freaking Steelers all season. Son of a.
The Ravens at 10.5 wins is an interesting play because I still like this Ravens team. Now, I like this Ravens team has nothing to do with Odell Beckham being on the team. Absolutely nothing. To me, he's going to be a move the sticks guy. He might move the sticks a couple times, might make a couple plays. The question that I have is they're going to be able to run the ball, and they should be able to play solid defense. That's just
coming around on Zay Flowers. Was not a big Zay Flowers guy in the draft, but
I'm a massive Zay Flowers. I know you are. They dropped him. The only thing that hurts the Ravens is this: if J.K. Dobbins is still holding out, and
I don't think he's healthy.
No, he's just holding out.
Is he? I thought he was still not 100%. They just activated him off the pup last week. Like 4 days ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's holding out. I don't think he wasn't 100%, at least not when camp opened.
One talk they were talking about, he was at practice but not practicing because he was holding out.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I thought it was just he was.
They were calling it a hold in. He has been in attendance, but has not practiced. confirmed to the media the reason for J.K. Dobbins' training camp hold in.
I mean, they've got similar schedule to the Steelers. They get I mean, they're obviously getting the AFC South this year, so they get the Texans, Colts, Jags, and Titans. So those are, I mean, with those 4 teams, you should be 3-1 probably. Every team in the North should be 3-1 out of those 4 teams.
Agreed.
So then after that, they've got the Lions, the Cards. They play the Chargers. They've got the Rams. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like.
Could they get 11 wins? They could get 11 wins, I think.
I think they can get 11. I think they can get 11 wins. You know that pains me to say, but I think they can get 11 wins.
Look at how freaking good the team was last year. The team was so good in the first half of the season last year. They started off like insane, and then injuries and
you had injury. You had a phantom injury. Let's call the spade a spade. You had a phantom injury, which you can't go well in the locker room. Guys going, hey, this guy just doesn't want to play. We're gonna jettison him, and then you give him the largest contract, and then start talking, and then signing all these other guys, and saying, "Oh, it's there." No, I don't think Odell Beckham is anything than a solid receiver right now. Don't think.
I think he's a possession guy.
Yeah, he's Allen Robinson, who's smaller.
Speaking of Allen Robinson, now on the Steelers, FYI there. The other piece from that that we didn't touch on with the Steelers is they got that it's that kid from Georgia, Washington, Darnell Washington, the tight end.
Right. Yep.
That's another.
But I think it's going to take a couple of years. He's not going to come right out of the gate and just.
No, he's going to be a blocker.
Yeah.
He's going to be a blocker, and he's going to seal the end of the offensive line there, and it's going to allow either Pickett to have some extra time to throw or make some nice holes for Najee.
All right, here we go. Cade York. Nobody has any clue where it's going to end up. It's going to be kicked long enough. There'd be no chance of that. Watch. He actually made a field goal. He made a field goal.
That's 2
in a row for the kid.
That's 2.
I don't think they're going to go for 2 if they score. I'm going to take the second half over 23 in the Elks game. 21-9. I'm tempted to take the Ticats. They're going to get the ball first. And then really this game should be closer. That's the thing. So we're still hanging on to our Braves pick here as well. I'll have to look at what the crappy Uruguayan basketball team did, but yeah. It's 21-9 at the half, so we got 30 points. We only need 15 points to get our first cash. Their Mets are still hanging on 3-0. They had another insurance run. So I know you have it. You have Cleveland 9.5. See, that's the issue. Like, you look at this, Cincy's 11.5. I don't like 11.5 wins for Cincy. I don't.
I was gonna say I'm looking at Cincinnati right now. They're the ones that I could see. They're the ones that I could see finishing like 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, don't think they added enough pieces.
I don't. It seems like this Burrow injury might be a little bit worse than what they let on.
Correct.
And
that's the other thing. You got a little bit of a question mark on the Burrow thing on what's happening there.
And it's a soft tissue injury, which could be nagging throughout the season. So I think that's definitely why they're giving him plenty of time here. It's going to be interesting. That's a tough division to start off the season. You know, game number 1, you already got an injury. That's It's a lot of good defensive lines to face with a with a quarterback that's coming in injured week 1 basically.
Yeah, and you still have you have a couple different. You have Orlando Brown now on Cincinnati. La'el Collins is hurt already. So that's when you kind of look at the offensive line. So Jonah Williams is going to have to play. Hasn't been able to do anything. You add Miles Murphy in the draft. He should be a good depth. Add in there Trey Hendrickson's still there. The secondary is widely unproven. You had Daxton Hill from last year, but now he's asked to step in and take the starter role. The other cornerback, I couldn't even tell you who he was. So I don't know anything about Cam Taylor-Britt, whoever that guy is. Yeah.
The other thing is they're very they're also very thin. They're very thin behind Mixon. They're actually pretty thin at all skill positions. I mean, it's Higgins and Chase and Mixon. That's it.
You still got Boyd. Tyler Boyd's still there.
Mm-hmm.
So that does help you. Mixon, yeah, you're looking at Chase Brown is basically the backup, which is the rookie out of Illinois, who is a tremendous running back.
Chris Evans, I think, is still there, and so is Trayvon Henderson.
Trayvon's hurt, but it'll be Chase Brown, the kid out of Illinois that we kept on going with all year. So that is a potential stud that you just don't know of. Yes, it is pretty thin. I will give you that.
And the other thing you've got on the schedule, you are playing. You're playing Minnesota at home. That's a tough game, and then you're also going to Arrowhead on New Year's Eve, 12/31. Yeah. So those are two tough games that every other team in the division doesn't have. They also have San Fran.
They also get San Fran.
Have Buffalo.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are really tough games.
Yeah. So to say, okay, are they going to lose 5 games? Yeah, I could see 5 games on their schedule they could lose.
Definitely.
I could see 1 game versus the Ravens they could lose. I could see the game versus San Fran they could lose. I could see a game versus the Steelers they could lose.
I think they lose week 1 to the Browns because I don't think Burrow's 100%.
Yeah, Burrow. I have already bet that game just in case.
I've already bet it too.
And we're like, all right, because if he doesn't go, this is a totally different. I'm going to get a better line anyway, and I can hedge.
Trevor Siemian is the backup.
That is correct. Yep. So if we move on to the next division.
Wait, we didn't talk about the Browns.
Oh, fine. We're just going to skip over them. Are you taking them over 9.5 wins? Have you seen enough from the Browns to take them over 9.5 wins?
I'm not a big win total guy, but yeah, no, I wouldn't take them over 9.5. I mean,
they also play the Chiefs. That's who they. Sorry, that's the preseason game. Play the Bengals. If they can steal that game, that's big for them.
They've got the Jets.
They get the Bears. They get the Rams. They also do play San Fran.
Texans.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have some winnable games outside of the division for sure. I mean, they're playing San Fran, but they're not playing KC. They're not playing Buffalo. They're not playing the top teams in those divisions.
Yeah, you get the Colts. You get the Colts and the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, those are not terrible out of conference, out of division games. So I mean.
And the Colts is one of your road teams. You get the Bears. You get the Texans. Yeah, it's not
Texans
bad.
on the road.
It's definitely a better schedule than the rest of the
games. That's at home. Yeah. I mean, could I see 10 wins? I'd like to think that 10 wins is in the cards, but I guess we'll see. I mean, I think they won 7 games last year, but God, it should have been. There were so many freaking disasters last year. Hopefully, we don't have to deal with that again this year. But
that can happen with any team, though. You always get disasters, and just flat up there. So we got 940 is the other game that we're going to bet, right? Or just floating off. the coast of the Mets. Arizona, San Diego. Right.
They lost that game last year to the Jets, and they were up 17 points with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. That had never happened before.
I am 100% shocked in this division. I'm going to move on from this. I didn't say because I think this should be minus 300, but it's a minus 155. So again, this is another play. This would be a show play if we could give it as a show play. But I've been on the Jacksonville Jaguars for a month to win that division. I don't think there's anybody who's going to compete for them. I don't think the Texans are going to compete for them. I definitely don't think the Colts are going to be even in the picture.
The Titans are interesting.
The Titans are the question if they go to Tannehill. There's no question yet that they're going to Tannehill. And if they don't go to Tannehill, then no. I have watched both of their quarterbacks in the preseason, Malik Willis and the other guy, and no. And I'm all over the Tannehill. What?
Yeah, it should be Tannehill, right? I mean,
it should be Tannehill, but remember, they wanted to jettison Tannehill. They wanted to give him somebody where they were offering to pay like half his contract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's still the best quarterback without a doubt on Tennessee. That's the only thing I have. So, if you also then potentially lost Treylon Burks, we're waiting to see what comes back. That would be another huge loss.
Yeah, didn't they? Who did they draft though? Didn't they draft a wide receiver?
They drafted Treylon Burks last year. This year they drafted. I wanted to say Kyle Trask, but it's not Kyle Trask. Here, I'll pull up their team right here.
Yeah, I thought they drafted a wide receiver.
They added DeAndre Hopkins.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of, Hopkins.
They drafted DeAndre Hopkins, but again, like I said, he's more Allen Robinson than anything else. Offensive line, 3 of the starting 5 are injured. You still got Jeffrey Simmons there. He's great. Harold Landry's still there. You had Arden Key comes over from, I don't forget where he was. He was the Raiders years before. Sean Murphy Bunting comes over from the Bucks. Amani Hooker comes over from, where was it? Was he in Dallas? Yeah, he was in Dallas. And then Fulton, the first-round draft pick several years ago, is still there as the top corner. Caleb Farley is still hurt. I mean, you got a lot of injuries. Got a lot of setup. I mean, Tannehill and Will Levis, Tyjae Spears has looked really, really good.
Yeah, Spears has looked good.
So it's be interesting that, we're definitely on the wrong team here. Because, boy, I'm waiting for DTR to get out of this game because I'm going to lose the first half.
I mean, so I'm looking at the Jags, right? So they've got KC. They've got Buffalo.
Who they played?
They've got San Fran.
I remember the Jags are going to have more weapons. They may be able to play with KC.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just saying they played them tough last year. Etienne really came onto his own. So at week 1, he's still going to be healthy. Evan Ingram was great last year for the Jags.
He was.
Christian Kirk way overdid our making fun of him and his contract because he actually played to his contract. He had a great year last year. Then you had Calvin Ridley. You got Calvin Ridley coming back off suspense. Comes through. So offensive line, basically, for the most part, Brendan Sheriff is still there. Cam Robinson, if he can get back healthy, is a big game if he can get back by week 1. Defensively, it's basically their first-round picks from years before that are still there. Josh Allen's still there. Devon Lord, Trayvon Walker, they're obviously their first-round overall pick a couple of years ago. Rashawn Jenkins is still there. He's played well. This team, I think that first week is going to be a shootout. I can't wait to play the over. I really do. I think the Jags are going to be farther along than people thought in that first week. Not saying it's a winnable. It's a winnable game. It's not saying, hey, marking this as a win. But that game is week 2. You're going to play the Colts week 1. That's a win. Then you're going to play the Texans. Then you're going to play the Falcons. you could be 3-1, even if you lose that game to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You could be 3-1. Then you play the Bills. Oh, then you get to play the Colts again. So you can go 1-1. Then you play the Saints and Steelers, Niners. Okay, those are going to be a tough bracket. But then you come out of that playing the Titans and Texans.
Now they've
And
got
you're going to play the Bengals, Browns, Ravens. That's where they go. Then they get the Bucks, which is that's a win, especially late in the season. The Bucks won't want to win that game. Carolina and Tennessee.
they've got 2 games that Falcons game and the Bills game are both in England, back to back. So they're in England for 2 weeks,
which they played really well in Tottenham Stadium.
Well, and being able to be there for 2 weeks is probably beneficial to them because these other teams are probably only coming over for 1 game, I would imagine.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean,
they've got 2 periods in their schedule where they should win 3 games in a row.
What's their win total?
So guys are there. This is how we break it down every year, and we talk through, and then we talk up plays. We see plays. We don't just say, "Hey, this is the play I like." We allow everyone to come in here and talk. Those can be a trap game, but they're going to be in every game. I just flat out telling you that with the Jags. As long as Etienne stays healthy and Lawrence stays healthy, should be at 9.5. I think FanDuel has every team in the league at 9.5.
I was gonna say, can everybody be 9.5? Everybody can't win 9.5 games. I'm not a mathematician or anything, but something's got to give there. I mean, just bet everybody over, everybody under.
Yeah,
the only thing with
Tennessee.
The only thing with Tennessee is, I think Tennessee's got the best coach in the division, and
Agreed.
somehow every year. Everybody thinks they're done, they're toast, they don't have it, they got injuries or they just don't have it. And every year they seem to do it. I don't know. I mean, they seem to put it together pretty much every year, and it's got to be Vrabel, I would imagine. But
you can do this. Tennessee's plus 300. Jags are minus 155. You could sit there and put up 6 to win 3 and bet 1 unit on Tennessee.
Yeah.
And say, okay, well, worst comes to worst, I'm going to lose half, and I'll take my unit.
I don't think the Jags are a bad bet to win the division. The only thing is, if something happens to Lawrence,
correct. But you could say that with every team in the league.
I know
if something happens to Mahomes, if something happens to Watson, if something happens to Burrow, if something happens to Lamar, I mean, guaranteed you could say that. And it's not like he comes in a spot with injury concerns, major injury concerns. Fine. All right, we've got the Eagles trying to do something in the last 20 seconds. Someone actually woke up, and then as soon as I said that, he gets sacked.
All right, so you I mean, I don't even care. I'll take the Jags. I'll take the Jags to win the division at minus 150. I don't think that's a terrible bet.
No, not at all. Like I said, you could bet 3 units on the Jags, 2 units on the Titans, and guess what? The worst thing you do is you walk away with the unit.
I mean, I don't think the Texans are going to be able to compete. Colts might be surprising. That could be the second place team in that division.
Without Jonathan Taylor? With Anthony Richardson quarterback? No.
I mean, Anthony Richardson is basically Jonathan Taylor with a throwing arm.
Correct, but he's not going to be handing the ball off at the fullback to himself.
All right, you want to do the West?
Yeah, we go to the West. We don't have D, so we're not going 100%. Kansas City is the greatest team ever in the face of the planet. Kansas City is, but Kansas City is so. AJ, can you take him out? That's what he's barking for. AJ, get off the game. Sorry. My son's been asleep for 2.5 hours, and he's like, "Oh, can someone else take the dog out?" I was like, "Yeah, because you've been doing a lot."
I think the AFC West. I mean, obviously the North is a toss-up division too. I think the West might be the toughest division in football.
I do, and I actually think Denver. I know we thought this last year as well. Denver's going to be a much better team. I think Sean Payton rights the ship there. I think from one way, losing Melvin Gordon is the best thing. Yeah, you can't lose another 3rd and 1 by giving the ball to Melvin Gordon. I think they'll get to play under the radar type deal. I think their wide receiver core is sneaky good with Judy, Sutton. Now you add Marvin Mims onto that core as well. You get Marquise Callaway, who comes over from the Saints. Their biggest issue is always the same thing: offensive line. You add Mike McGlinchey, and Mike McGlinchey is already hurt. So hopefully McGlinchey can come back and play and really solidify that there. You had Ben Powers last year for the Ravens. Didn't have a great year, but still there. Defensively, you had Frank Clark. He comes over from Kansas City. That helps out. Randy Gregory also moves over. Still got Surtain. Still got a great defense. Justin Simmons still there. They'll be in games. And the Chargers are going to be right there as well. To automatically turn around and say Kansas is winning that division is there. Kansas City lets every single team in every single game.
Yeah, they do.
And it's great team, good team.
Just in time, dude. You must have ears must have been burning.
Yeah. So
these schedules are no joke, though, either.
No, Pacheco's already got a knock. Kadarius Toney's already making waves in Kansas City. He's also got a knock. The only difference I really hate with Kansas City, when you look at what they did, they added Rashee Rice, and Rashee Rice is going to be an absolute stud in that offense. He is going to believe what we thought Sky Moore was going to be last year. He is going to quickly overtake Sky Moore's spot, I think, very, very fast. I think Rashee Rice moves up the depth chart very, very quickly. You add Jawan Taylor coming over from Jacksonville. I don't think he's rookie of the year. We said that last year. There's just too many mouths to feed for him to be rookie of the year. Chris Jones, it's a question whether they're going to pay him. There's a little bit of a holdout situation with that. I think their safeties suck. So, I mean, there is definitely a difference there. You're really adding Karlaftis. And if you ever pay Chris Jones and he returns to camp to be a big guy, but they're going to be a good game. Chargers are going to be a good team as well. They're going to be in shootout games all year. I can't take a 11.5, just like I can't take that with Cincinnati on them. So,
yeah, I mean,
there's no value there. Will it probably hit? Yeah. Will they probably go 12-4? Yeah, I'd probably think so. That would be my thought process with them. I think they're going to win their games as they normally do, but they're going to lose some games too.
I lost a lot last year with Denver, so I'm not gonna make that mistake again until I actually see something on the field with them. But I think they can compete in that division. I mean, the defense alone kept them in games last year. They were scoring like 16 points a game and still winning games. Like, it was insane. And I think I saw at some point I saw a stat where it was like all they needed was like 4 or 5 more points and they would have won like 5 more games because the offense was so inept.
Yeah, so I mean, I know we each thought Quentin Johnson's going to be a bust. So far, he's looked pretty nice. He didn't go outside. Let's go. So, if Quentin Johnson gives him the one healthy wide receiver, does that push San Diego over to the next time? Because the big question with San Diego has been the same thing every year, which is you've got enough offensive talent there. You just don't have anyone who stays healthy.
Well, last year Herbert got hurt in like whatever it was. He got hurt in like week 3 or 4 or something like that, and that screwed the whole season. Like what I think he got cracked ribs or something. Like that screwed him up for the whole season.
Yeah.
So
it looks like they've been able to keep Eckhart.
Eckler's there. I mean, you got Mike Williams. Keenan Allen's healthy. Keenan Allen was injured most of last season too. So I mean, the numbers that Keenan Allen put up at the back end of last season were insane, but he was hurt for like 10 weeks. So
correct. Yeah.
By the time he came back, it was shot. They were done.
Correct. But to me, you also had the emergence of Josh Palmer last year.
Yeah. I don't see him as a reliable target though.
I see him as a great number 2 or 3. I really do.
I see him as the same as I see every other one of those wide receivers not named Travis Kelce in Kansas City. Just a guy that if he's out there, Mahomes can fire one in there and he can catch a few balls a game or whatever. Like it's the same thing. I think Palmer's the same thing as the half a dozen guys that KC runs out there every week. Whoever it is, Hardman, Juju, all the guys that have run through there and are gone now. MVS, just a bunch of randos.
Yeah. So is there any guy? What the hell? When you look up and you're like, what the crap did I lose? What did I lose?
I bet you can't even guess. I bet you can't even guess the one division that I actually want to talk about.
I mean, we'll get there. We got through the AFC. We'll take a break here for like 5 or 10 minutes. We got the second half of the preseason.
Oh yeah, that's the West. Okay. And it's starting to storm pretty bad here.
I mean, all the teams told every team's winning 10.5 or 11 games apparently. Somehow, some way. Like to me, like the Broncos were so bad, you should be like 8.5.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean,
The Broncos are 8.5.
I was gonna say, I think you gotta have some teams. Some teams have to be at like 7.5 or 6.5. Yeah, we did the North Bend. AFC. We did all the AFC.
All right, so we're getting close to the 9:40 game. I know you agree with me. You're on Arizona. I'm on Arizona.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna step away for a second. I'll be right back.
No problem, guys. We'll give it 1 second. Having a dot, it's sitting there pounding me right now too. So Arizona's even money. What do we got? First 5, Arizona. As I just don't trust Rich Hill. I think he's given up 5 runs or more every game he's pitched. So why would you not say, okay, I'm going to have a 5-run gift? The first half, Arizona is minus 125. I know Rich is on that, so that'll be the play. Yep. We'll get to it. We already got to that, Ben. You're late. We talked about the North. We'll be at Arizona first 5. We'll add that as the show play. All right, so you explain the NBA in-season tournament. All right, so you have an 82-game schedule normally in the league. So in that 82-game schedule, there will be a series of 3 games that will be picked out to say basically these 3 are up against you have different pods, for example, that make up there that are different than your normal East versus West. So in those games, 3 of those games will be saying will be an NBA regular season game as well as a tournament game. So just like in soccer, when you go to a soccer tournament and you play 3 games and the next team kind of advances. So then the 4th game will be basically that. Then those teams with the best records that win their pods will basically then move on to a semifinals, which will be in Las Vegas, and then a finals game that will be essentially if you win that game. So it doesn't change the season except by adding potentially 2 games if you're a team that cares for it. The fact that they put the money on it, the money's not a lot. I mean, for an NBA player, the money is nothing. So when they say, oh, because there's some money on the line, people are really going to play. Maybe your guys in the G League would be really excited about the money. But I think it's grand, if I recall. Trying to look at the number. Prize. So the 3 games, so 200. So if you win the championship, 500,000 per player. If you reach the finals, 200,000, 100,000 if you get to the semis. So those are going to be 3 regular NBA games that guys will try to win, but they think there's going to be an additional emphasis because these guys are going to want to try to make it to the semis. So the point is they want to have some kind of in-cup thing. I'm not a masterful fan, but I guess the way they did it this way, so you really don't care. It shouldn't add an extra injury factor except for those 2 games, the semifinals and the finals. So, but it's really, if you look at how you're going to get to how you're going to actually make it to the semifinals is going to be like a series of tiebreakers for the most part, because I mean, you have too many teams that you have a chance to go 3-0. So if you look at the West group, it's Memphis, Phoenix, Lakers, Memphis, Phoenix, the Lakers, Utah, and Portland. Okay. Those teams are going to play. You might have 2 teams that are 2-1. Okay. Then you're going to go to a series of tiebreakers. It's not like you're going to have a play-in game or anything like that. So when you don't make it to the knockout stage, you basically just get assigned 2 games against other non-knockout qualifiers. You're not missing 2 games on your schedule. So they're hoping these teams don't all have the same record. That's kind of what they're hoping, because they really don't want it to be, hey, just this comes by. I was trying to find the tiebreakers for the tournament. So the West teams are a little bit different. The West B teams, Denver, Clippers, New Orleans, Dallas, and Houston. West C is Sacktown, Golden State, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, and San Antonio. East group is Philly, Cleveland, Atlanta, Indiana, Detroit. So it'll be interesting to see if guys bring up guys from the G League on a couple of those games and say, hey, are those guys going to play extra minutes? Yeah. So, I mean, they're trying to make it like the FA Cup. That's kind of what he wanted to do. And then have a bigger showcase early on in the season for NBA basketball, because there is no showcase at all for NBA basketball that people really care about until basically Christmas and until like the playoffs start. Other than that, you're not like your buddies aren't saying, oh boy, the Knicks are on Sunday, let's watch. Maybe in October for the semifinals, you'll go, okay, we got a chance let's see if we can win this. this cup, this just like winning a trophy. Like, I still wonder if the guys from Man City really care if they win the FA Cup in the beginning of the, like, if that was in the beginning of the year, or not the FA Cup, the EFL Cup. The FA Cup they probably do care about, but the EFL Cup they probably don't care. They really don't. Like, oh, we won it. Okay, not that big deal. So it should mean things to more of your teams on the edge. Sacramento, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Houston, those type teams who have a bunch of young guys who may give out a little more effort because maybe they want to get to the semis and get a couple more But I mean, you're paying an extra $100,000 for an NBA guy. Okay, who cares? I mean, you've got backup power forwards making 10 mil. It's the biggest joke I've ever seen. And the way the new rules with the CBA, where I thought, hey, this was going to limit teams who are well over the cap. Teams are being very, very sneaky about that. Very, very sneaky. And what I mean, like, the Lakers shouldn't have been able to sign almost anybody this year. But all they do is basically talk to, okay, these are restricted free agents. Hey, third quarter, we get a touchdown, Eagles. Way to go. Eagles finally fly, and they're up 10-8. They've been down the entire game.
Trey Sermon.
Yeah, finally do something. What I mean by that is the Lakers with Rui, Austin Reeves, those guys, they signed over the cap, should have prevented the Lakers from signing any free agency. So all they did is tell those guys quietly, hey, this is the contract we're going to give you. This is it. It's not going to happen now. Your agent will explain it. It'll happen in a week from after free agency. This will happen a week from after free agency. So we can go get other guys, and then we can turn around and come sign you. And then they'll structure it so their next restricted guy or the next free agent is that guy that has the contract that puts him slightly under the cap, and then they can go out and get the guys again. And that's what you saw. If I was another team in that NBA, and I said this 100 times, I would have went out on day one and signed Rui or Austin Reeves to a contract, knowing that the Lakers would match it. But as soon as they match it, their free agency was done because they would have went over the cap. Why the rest of the league didn't do that is beyond me. That just shows sometimes that they don't have a clue. All you had to do was go out there and sign one of those guys to a contract. They would have had 48 hours to pass it. They would have had to sign it. Whatever free agents they could, only in the 48 hours, because as soon as they signed it, it would have been an over-the-cap team. And as an over-the-cap team, they couldn't go ahead and sign these guys. Instead, you let them go ahead and sign 4 guys and then go ahead and sign their restricted free agency a week later. It made absolutely no sense to the rest of the league. And they're like, oh, look what the Lakers did. What a smart job by the GM. The smart job was the capologist. That's all it was. And then you look at their roster next year, and you're like, okay, well, what's it going to be? Well, the key thing is that LeBron contract. Why? Because that LeBron contract is the amount of money that drops them back under the cap, knowing that full well they can just sit there and wait to the year, knowing, okay, they can operate like a team that's under the cap. And then as soon as they sign all their other guys, they can go around and go sign LeBron. Because it doesn't matter because he's a current player, that'll be over the cap. So the rule that everyone thought was going to be, hey, this is going to limit players. Because if you look at it right now and you say, okay, which teams have signed players and stuff like that, you're like, okay, well, you're not going to be there. You're not going to be able to sign guys because the apron and stuff like that. So I know we kind of clicked right there. So if I click 1 second, I jumped into 2024. So if I look at Sorry. So you look at right now that free agency for the most part is over. And you see who's got hard cap space, who's got the tax apron. So every team in the league, except for 2, are in negative cap space. And the only question is going to be how far do you want to be under the apron? So right now, with the apron set, and where it's set as 169 million. Look at Bulls, the Celtics, the Pelicans, the Wizards, the Lakers, the Heat, the Bucks, Nuggets, Sixers, technically are all over the apron, so they should not be able to sign any buyout candidate for the rest of the year. The Golden State Warriors are 89 million over the cap. What is the point of a cap? The Minnesota Timberwolves are 80 million over the cap. The Suns are 62 million over the cap. The Clippers are 61 million over the cap. But if I structure my contracts that they're all coming new or coming restricted next year, I already got those guys technically on the roster. I can match deals. And yes, some guys are going to get a cap hit, but I should not be over the apron. And that's where you kind of look and you're like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous. That's why I've always sat there and said that this was supposed to create a hard cap, which is essentially what it does. If you're over the apron, you're supposed to be on a hard cap. Teams have really quickly figured out how to manipulate that. Maybe they knew it all wrong, and they were just basically like, all right, well, we can, yeah, sure, we'll agree to this deal. We know how we're going to structure our thing, so technically this fits within the rules. Golden State has a $207 million salary. Guess what? They're not going to win the championship. They didn't pick up any size. It's not going to change. It's the most worst constructed roster I've ever seen. They don't make the playoffs. Won't win a championship. As soon as you play anybody who has size, they're just going to roll you. Whether that's the Nuggets, whether it's the Lakers, quite frankly, maybe whether it's the Pelicans. It's just absolutely ridiculous on the way teams have done this. All right, but getting back to where we want, because we're not going to. Rich will bail out if I talk about NBA for 10 minutes.
I was going to say, I was just NBA is not really in my wheelhouse anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, I turned my fan off accidentally. Oh, nice run. It's Kid Johnson. He always does well. All right, so Rich, we gave the first 5 Arizona.
Yep.
So, all right, so let's look at just a quick little update on what we're looking at. The Mets are holding on to a 3-2 lead, so the insurance runs come into play. We're in the 8th inning. That makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, you never like to only have one extra run with their bullpen.
Yep.
What's the score on that Ticats game?
I think we're just getting out of halftime.
Oh, okay.
Halftime seems like it went on for like an hour. Remember, the Elks looked really good versus Winnipeg. Now, Winnipeg's a lot better team than Hamilton, and they had the lead, and they was like, oh, they look great. And then Winnipeg came storming back, which was great since we were on Winnipeg. But yeah, It's 21-9 still minus 7.5. I won't be shocked if Hamilton makes this a little closer game here. Hamilton should get the ball first, so we'll see. So we're moving on. We talked about AFC West. Now, that's the one thing I did want to do. The Raiders. I think the Raiders defense is going to be so good. Like so special. Where if they get any quarterback play whatsoever, you've got a 6.5 wins. I think
it's because of the division.
Correct.
That's why their total's so low. You know what though? the Raiders compete every year in the division. It's just there's games on the schedule that they should win that they just choke. Like they're the classic team that like plays down. They play down to their competition. They get up for the big games and then they don't show up for games that they should win.
Yeah, agreed. But I mean, the biggest question, I would like to know what's going on with Josh Jacobs. Zamir White, we loved Zamir White last year. I still like Zamir White. I think he could be a solid replacement, but he's not Josh Jacobs.
I think he's I don't know. I didn't really care. I didn't really care what I saw out of him last year to the point where they went out and got who did they go out and get? The scat back, Kenyon Drake.
Yeah,
They
but
get Kenyon Drake like either preseason last year or like at the very beginning of the year or something.
Yeah, right now they've got Amir Abdullah, Brandon Bolden, Damian Williams, and the guy I really like is Sincere McCormick out of UTSC. Second.
Cool. So it's like the Patriots. It's exactly like the Patriots.
They go more the Patriots because it's Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, and Hunter Renfrow are the wide receivers.
Wow.
Which will have a full season of Hunter Renfrow. Now, that offense looked really good without Hunter Renfrow. You do lose Darren Waller to the Giants, but you add Austin Hooper. Yeah. And then you add first-round draft pick Michael Mayer.
Yeah, Mayer's interesting. I think some of these rookie tight ends might actually be able to make an impact this year. It's going to be interesting. Typically, rookie tight ends don't really take. It takes them a while. It takes them a while to get in the mix. But I think we had some good ones come out this year, so it'll be interesting to see. Plus, I was still a Trey McBride guy from last year, so I think Trey McBride is still somebody to keep an eye on in Arizona. Obviously, it's going to be fucking Clayton Tune or who the fuck knows. Sorry for swearing, but who knows? Who knows who's going to be throwing the ball in Arizona? I don't even think they know. I don't even think it matters, honestly.
But let me look at that.
So bad.
We get Max Crosby, who's been a stud. You just see he's an all-motor guy. He's a great stud. Chandler Jones still has something left. Then you're going to add first-round draft pick Tyree Wilson, who we all agreed was the best defensive end in the draft. You're going to add to that. You're basically then there. You get some nice help from the secondary. They love Marcus Peters, but I tell Marcus Peters the same thing. He's a gambler at corner where he's going to get you some picks. He's also going to give up some big plays.
Yeah.
So, but if you got guys who can get after the pass rusher, he's good enough to hold his own for a while. And he's probably going to get some turnovers. So getting a 6.5 in the NFL with the Raiders, I actually love that. I love that as a show play. And I think the Raiders give us the 6. And so
what's their out of division schedule look like?
Yeah, you were going to say that. So let's go.
I'm gonna look
You open up the season versus the Broncos. Then you get the Bills and Steelers. So this could also be one that you wait because they could be 0-4 out the gate. Oh, look. Did he drop it? Oh, stupid Eagles. So you get the Broncos, the Bills, the Steelers, the Chargers. Packers, Patriots. Patriots should be a winnable game. Bears game will be close. Lions, we haven't even got to that. Lions will be interesting, but question mark. Giants, Jets, Dolphins, Chiefs, Vikings, Chargers, Chiefs, Colts.
It's not an
easy
schedule. Not an easy schedule from what I'm seeing.
You're not seeing Arizona, Tennessee, Indianapolis, but I think they still get 6.5.
You're not getting any of the NFC South teams. You're not getting any of the AFC South teams. Those are the two. I think those are the two softies.
Correct. I agree with that. I will agree with that. I'm still going to play the 6.5. All right, moving on. All right, so we
They
go on.
do. They do manage to find. Sorry, real quick. They do manage to find ways to win games that they shouldn't. And if they can figure out a way to win games that they should, that 7 should be no problem.
Yep.
So
If the Eagles receivers could hold on to the ball, they should have a first downs. They've dropped 3 passes.
most of these
all right.
guys probably aren't going to be on the team.
Nope. It's not a great throw, but it hits him right in both hands, and he can't hang on to the football.
Who's playing quarterback now for them?
I think this is Jake Heiner. Pretty sure it's Jake Heiner. No, it's this is McGee. The kid from Stanford, Tanner McGee. So NFC East, I think I don't know how you don't bet the Eagles at minus 115. I really don't.
You think they're going to do it again?
I think they got a stud defense who will keep them in games, and I think they got a stud offense. The only guy you lose is really Mike Sanders. That comes through. Receiving core is still intact. Wide receivers are intact. Offensive line's intact. So how much weight do you put on either Jalen Hurts highly regressing or getting injured, which is possible because running quarterback, anything can happen. But I think their team and talent-wise is one of the best in football. We'll get to who I believe is the best in football. But yeah, DeAndre Swift to deal with. Rashard Penny comes over. Always like Rashard Penny. Goddard's still there. Brown and Smith are still there. Watkins, we talked about. Zacchaeus, I really like Zacchaeus to come in and be the third and fourth guy. Offensive line's got to stay healthy, but right now Lane Johnson's still there and Kelsey's still there. So you add Jalen Carter to the already a stud defense with Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox. I think you lose a couple guys in depth-wise, but I think that kind of helps your team overall because it allows guys to step up. Kobe Dean, Miles Jack comes over. So there's your 2 linebackers. Zach Cunningham you added late. A guy we didn't like being drafted, but a guy is still there. Still got Hassan Reddick there. Still got Nolan Smith if he ever gets healthy. Terrell Edmonds comes over from Baltimore. You still got from Buffalo. You still have Darius Slay. Defensive wise, they're going to be able to shut teams down. If their offense scores, they win games.
Yeah. I don't think they're not gonna surprise anybody, and I don't think they're gonna be as dominant as they were last year.
I'm not saying they're going 14-2. I'm saying they're winning the division.
I think
they do get to play the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's an added Chiefs. I mean, they still have a tough.
Their schedule's not bad. They
play the Bucks, play the Cardinals. You play the Colts, play the Eagles.
Yep.
So
They are the Eagles.
All right, they play the Bucks, play the Rams. I think the Rams are going to be better than people think too, but it's just my thought process.
I think the Rams are going to be better than people think until Stafford gets hurt, which is basically inevitable this year.
We'll talk about it, but I like what Stetson Bennett's feel. We've got massive number of guys on the field here in the Eagle game. I wasn't watching the play, but is that a defibrillator? I was going to say, this kind of starting to look a little bit like the Lamar. All right. So, who's going to be their challenge to win that division?
That's the thing. I mean, you've got Washington. Washington will be they'll be fourth. they're the worst team in the division.
Unproven quarterback.
Dallas, what's that?
Unproven quarterback unless Jacoby Brissett takes over the job.
Well, I
But
mean,
everything
honestly,
I hear locally here, it's going to be Sam Howell.
if I'm a Washington fan, I want to be the worst team in the division. I want to be the worst team in football because I want Caleb Williams. Like, if I'm Washington, I want to lose every freaking game, which is what they should be trying to do.
We're 100%. I mean, this is what we got. What we got to the Colts. I was like, that is your best plan. Doesn't matter you drafted a quarterback. If you get a chance to get Caleb Williams, either one or two things are going to happen. You can ship Richardson off for pieces, or you can ship that one pick like the Bears did, get a veteran, get first round picks in following years, and move on. So,
I think the teams in the Caleb in what's that?
We're in a rain delay in the Elks game.
Where are they playing that?
Edmonton.
Oh, yeah, it's pouring here. It's thunderstorming right now.
Not
yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
Washington, and I think the other team is probably Atlanta. In my opinion, should be in the Caleb Williams, the tank for Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
I think Atlanta's going to win the division. Them and the Saints are going to be the two guys.
And that's the problem. That's the whole problem. That's the division I want to talk about. But let's finish with the East.
We'll get it. So we think the Eagles are first. To me, the Cowboys are second. I don't think the Giants have made enough. Now, Giants have a better coach and made improvements. I don't think the Giants have made enough internal improvements except for Darren Waller being added. You look at the receiving core.
I think Waller is unguardable. I think Jones is going to feed him every game. So as long as he's healthy, he's gonna do a lot of damage. The problem is the rest of their wide receiver core is a bunch of basically slot guys. Their whole wide receiver core is slot guys for the most part.
Correct. Agreed. Yep.
They're a bunch of like 6'1" guys. So that's gonna be really weird when you see Waller out there. He's gonna be really easy to figure out which one he is.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on the Cowboys this year, but I don't know that team is. I don't know that team is much different than they've been in the last couple of years. So, I mean, if that's a 10-win team or whatever, it's probably good enough for second place in that division.
Yep, agreed. And I think the Giants. I'm not saying the Giants are going 6-10. I just don't think they've made improvements to really go up past the line.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Giants and the Cowboys are pretty interchangeable. Either way, I don't think either of them wins the division.
So if you we got Ben here, obviously the huge Washington Redskins fan. So the Giants team total is 7.5. That's probably a pretty good bet. I mean, if you think they're going to at least be 500, then that's a good bet. The Redskins have 6.5 total wins. They go back to the other swing.
They got the Cardinals.
All about
the Redskins. The Washington is another team that wins games that they should never win.
Well, that's good.
They're another team that does that.
That's because they have a good defense. But Tyler Heineke's been finding ways to win games, different things of that nature. Yes, but I take that because they have a good defense. Allows you to stay in games, and that allows you to win games that other teams did not believe you had. All right, so we're moving on because that's what you want to do, obviously. We talked about the NFC East. Now we go to the NFC North. I've got a play here, but I'll let you know if it's a show play or not. NFC North. A lot of people are on the Bears, not on the Bears. Nowhere near. A lot of people are on Detroit. Not on Detroit. Lost a lot of things. Jameis Williams is suspended for 4 weeks. I think there'll be a solid team, a good team. I question defensively still. But again, right now you have to bet them at over 9.5 wins. I'm not taking them 9.5 wins. I don't think they're better than some of the other teams we have. Last year we bet them at 5.5. That was an easy win. We're not betting them at 9.5. It's a 4-win difference. Okay, I'm going to answer it this way, because there is a bet here I'm on in 2 different ways. Because I've watched enough preseason games. There, Brown scored a touchdown here. After the guy goes for the interception, misses it, and then he's able to walk in the end zone. Then he fumbles in the end zone. But at that point, he's been in the end zone. So I think that Browns +4 looks pretty good for, I think it was Ramon or
second half team. It's not exactly what you want in preseason.
Yep.
But
I did take the teaser at over 25, so now I just need any score to help me out here. So here's my thing. Here I'm going to phrase it this way. Let's look NFC North only. Which team has the best overall talent?
The Vikings.
Packers. They have the better offensive line, the better running backs. They have the better defense overall. The only thing questioned is that's the quarterback. But I think Jordan Love is going to be pretty solid. And I think
a lot of people are talking up Love right now. So
he's looked great in preseason.
Yeah.
He looked like he has a solid. We liked him coming out of college. You get Green Bay at over 7.5 wins. I like that bet, and I like the +330 for Green Bay to win the division.
I mean, is there defense? Defense is pretty good, right?
Defense is very good.
I mean, honestly, you've got a Minnesota team that's got a great offense and a terrible defense. You've got a Detroit team that's got probably a pretty decent offense and a bad defense.
Correct.
The Bears, I don't know. Bears offense is going to be good. I don't know. I think Fields is taking another leap. I think they opened up Fields. in the second half of last season, and I think he's going to keep going up. Everybody's going to realize why he should have been the second quarterback drafted in that draft.
The turnovers will, yes, 100%. He has the same issue as most of the other running backs. He doesn't do a good job reading defense. When the chips are on the line, he crumbles.
We'll see. I think this season's going to be a.
Is Fields a weapon? Can he run? Yes. Can he run? Yeah. Will they be able to run the ball? Yes. Will DJ Moore help? Yeah. We can talk about it. I'm a Bears fan. I can go through. Defensively, I don't think it's there at all.
Probably not.
I think their defense is probably one of the weakest in the division, and that's saying something. I think his inaccuracy throwing the ball when he has to sit in the pocket is big time. Making a decision quickly is issue. That's the reason he runs. Granted, he can make plays, he can do stuff, but for whatever reason, when the chips were on the line, Fields failed in 17 opportunities in the last.
But a lot of those issues were offensive line. Number one, not good, bad offensive line. I think it's improved. I think they're improved, and then also, he didn't have any weapons. He's got some weapons now. He's got DJ Moore. He's got Herbert. He's got David Montgomery leaves, but they've got Roschon Johnson.
I like Roschon Johnson out of Texas. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's going to be a.
a better back than people think. But Deontay Foreman is the number 2 back, though.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's an offense that is going to look a lot different. I like to, you look at last season, and I think you can almost draw a line down the portion of the season where they let him start kind of coming into his own, and they started running the offense to his strengths rather than trying to make him fit the offense. And you could see that it was much improved on the back half.
I think they'll score some points. I just don't think it's going to be a massive thing, and I still don't trust him when the game is on the line. And I don't think they're going to win the division. If you like the Bears, you can take the Bears, please. Their win total is going to be 7.5. If you tell me the Packers or the Bears are going to win 7.5, I'm going to take the Packers.
Well, I mean, I would imagine the consensus would be that those are the 2 worst teams in the division. I'm guessing.
A lot
Probably
of people,
Lions are 2 and Minnesota's 1, I would think.
That is correct. But it's not that much difference. Minnesota's win total is 8.5. The Lions are 9.5. So the Lions are the book's favorite. Minnesota second. Bears and Green Bay are there. Yep.
Lions are the favorite. Didn't think that. Huh. No, I do like the Packers. I think it's a very strange division because you've got a lot of moving pieces. I mean, even the Lions, right? I mean, they lose Jamal Williams, and they lose DeAndre Swift, and they add David Montgomery. I mean, that's very, those are pretty big moves. They lose Hawkinson midway through last season for whatever reason. They trade him to the freaking Vikings. Like I don't want, just want to see him twice a year, I guess. But and then Chicago adds DJ Moore and drafts Roshan Johnson, and you've got a new QB in Green Bay. It's a very strange division. It could easily flip upside down from last year.
It's a new QB, but it's a QB that's been there. He's waited his turn. It's
Yeah.
now his turn. So it's not like he's a rookie and you're just putting him in. Yes, he will be a rookie in terms of playing the field, but he has seen the field before. Mets do get an insurance run at the top of the 9th here. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Up 2. So let's see if we can pull this through. We're still raining here in Edmonton in the weather delay. So,
yeah, I mean, think about it. Rodgers sat 2. So,
yep, all of it. Rodgers sat, took over. Favre sat, took over. You have plus 320, I think, is too much for on the Packers, who are the roster has been in the playoffs, knows what it takes to get to the playoffs. Overall, it's there. You add in John Runyon, comes over to help out with the offensive line. Bakatari right now is healthy. Wasn't healthy at all last year. You have 2 stud running backs, which is a quarterback's best friend. Then you still have everybody on defense they lost nobody. Jair Alexander's still there. Rasul Douglas is still there. Preston Smith is still there. So, Campbell's there. So you lose the distraction from Aaron Rodgers. That team still have to play in Lambeau in December. That's a difference. Fields is not going to run around in the cold on snow field to see what he does in December. So, all right, moving on. So now we finally get to the division you want to talk about, NFC South winner. Now let me ask the same question that I just asked you there. Who has the most talent?
Saints.
Correct. I agree with that.
Saints. I like the Saints.
Now, you like the Saints. You agree on, people forget how many games the Falcons won last year.
Yeah. On running their wide receiver running backs. Basically ruining the running back market inadvertently. They inadvertently ruined the running back market with what's his name? It's the freaking guy from Minnesota.
Yeah,
Cordero.
Cordell
Yeah,
Patterson, which you're talking about. But even when they stopped and they went to the backup, you got the same production.
That's why I like Bijan so much
Bijan.
this year. Oh my God, he's gonna eat.
Tyler
And
Algier.
that's all they want to do. That's all they want to do is run the ball. Dude's he's guaranteed 300 carries this year as long as he stays healthy. He's got 300 carries written all over him.
Yeah. And you add Jake London, who obviously back for a second year. Kyle Pitts is still there. Jonnu Smith comes over. Caleb McGrary come over. Starting to be the solid offensive tackle. Chris Lindstrom comes over. Now defensively, they add Clay Campbell as that one veteran presence. Grady Jarrett is still there. He's been there since the Super Bowl. That's kind of shocking. Bud Dupree comes over. That's there. Asia Terrell, it comes over. Jeff Liakudo. Obviously, they kind of stole from the Lions. We'll see if he can live up to any hype. You may be one of the guys that's in his camp. Biggest question is quarterback. Do they have any? Is Desmond Ridder really the guy that they think is going to take him to the promised land? The Saints team total is 9.5. The Saints, Derek Carr, say what you want. He still puts up good numbers. He's still going to move the football. Offensively, you look at that team. Yes, they're going to be without. I just lost his name. Kamara for a while, but Jamal Williams come from Detroit after leading the league in touchdowns.
Yeah,
comes over.
Kendre Miller, as long as he's not dead.
They have the most expensive quarterback group ever in the league, with Tyson Downer at $50 million, Jameis Winston at his massive contract, and Derek Carr now at his massive contract.
Oh yeah, they got Taysom Hill too. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Olave, does Michael Thomas play? That's the big question.
He's supposed to be back. He's supposed to be back, and Olave is just gonna eat. Like, as long as Derek Carr can find him, which, I mean, dude was always open last year, so he's so good. Man, I love the Saints this year. I love the Saints. I love the Saints in that division. I feel like, for as stupid as it is, I feel like the Saints are going to win the division, and I think Atlanta is going to finish second. I think it's going to be Atlanta and the Saints when, in fact, Atlanta should be trying to not win games. I don't think with the way they want to play football and with the way that team is structured, I don't think they're going to have a choice but to win games. They're going to win. Atlanta's going to win 7-8 games probably.
Yep. The one question I have is they did lose a lot defensively.
Atlanta?
No, the Saints.
The Saints?
Yeah. Davenport's gone. Cameron Jordan's still there, but the rest of the guys are improving. Nathan Shepard and Kalen Sanders are your defensive tackles. You drafted Brian Breesy. Carl Granderson's your other outside defensive end. Your linebackers are Pete Warner, DeMario Davis, obviously he's been a stay-with. Zach Bond comes over. Tyrann Mathieu comes over. Marcus May comes over, and Marshawn Lattimore is still there. But from your front seven, it's not the same front seven to get pressure on there. And again, those Falcons Saint games are going to determine because the Bucs suck. I think the Bucs are going to win more games. I think the Bucs are going to win more games than people think, but I'm not taking them 6.5 wins. I mean, I put the Bucs probably at 3, maybe 4.
How's their defense? I know the offense is not going to be good.
Well, the question is when everyone says the offense is not going to be good. So you want to sit there and you look at the Bucs and you say, okay, Ryan Jensen was out almost the entire year last year. Okay. Ryan Jensen will be back. Tristan Wirfs will be back. Luke Godete, who they actually absolutely love out of Central Michigan last year, they're really talking him up in Bucs land. Receiver-wise, you still have Mike Evans, still have Chris Godwin. You had Trey Palmer coming in from Nebraska, who was a top wide receiver when he was at LSU, transferred to Nebraska, made a lot of plays there in Nebraska, but really never had any quarterback. Not that he has one now, and Baker
I was
Mayfield.
going to say you're overlooking the piece. The piece of the offense is going to be the biggest problem.
Rashad White is there. You still have Sean Tucker, the rookie, comes in. He's going to be very interesting to see how he fits in.
I like Rashad White. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to do some good work this year. But schedule looks tough.
Defensively, you had Cansey into that defensive end, and if he could prove to be a pass rusher with Joe Tryon and Vita Vea, that is massive. You still got Devin White, still there right as of today. He's still there. Levante David's still there. Shaq Barrett's still there. You lose we already talked. Bunting already leaves. I don't really think that's that big of a deal. Ryan Neal comes into play. I think defensively they're going to be solid. There are pieces on offense if they can get solid quarterback play, and with an improved offensive line versus the jettison that happened last year. They could be better than last year, but that's still not saying they're going to win the division or do anything. That just means they're not going to be some as an easy out there. I don't think there's a lot of teams. They still have some pieces that can make some teams there. To me, the Panthers are the worst team. It's not even close. Bryce Young does not look good. They don't have any wide receivers. You lost Terrence Marshall in practice, I think yesterday. To a back
Bryce Young looks like they lied. Looks like they lied about his height. He looks like a child.
He looks so small.
It's so crazy. These guys are going to Alabama, and they're getting the benefit. They're getting the benefit of that Alabama system and the guys that have kind of come before him. And like Bryce Young's going to be. I mean,
he missed. No, we made it. There we go. We're over 25. Yay.
I doubted Kyler too, and I know you don't like Kyler, but I mean, he's been productive in the league. Obviously, he's hurt right now, but that's somebody that his stature is going to deal with. I don't know.
WNBA started the Liberty have started off with an 8-0 run to start the game.
Oh, nice. The Panthers are. I would say they're the worst team in the division. Probably the worst team in football.
Arizona is probably the worst team in football. We just haven't got to.
Yeah. I was trying to. I knew there was a team out west that I was missing. Arizona is probably the worst.
Yeah. So I mean, that division to me is yes, I agree. It's either a sneaky play is the Falcons. The Saints should be the winner. The sneaky play would be the Falcons.
What's the Falcons' win total?
I just looked at that.
Is it 7.5?
Eight and a half.
I knew you were going to say that.
You don't like that number. That's the total.
No, I don't like it. Because I think they win 8 games.
Yeah, they could go 8-9. They could go 9-8. Yeah, right in there. That's where I think.
I think it's probably right on the number.
9-8 could win that division.
They could. No doubt
about it. They could win that division with 9-8.
Yep, it definitely could.
Brewers and Dodgers ready to start.
I do like the Saints in that division though. So that would be if you can get a division. I think the Saints win total is 9.5. I don't know. What is the division winner on the Saints? Let me see if I can.
Plus money, but it's not big plus money. It's like plus
probably
150.
like plus 120 or something.
I think it was 115. I'm looking at right now. I've got the line is plus 130. Sorry.
Yeah, plus 130. I'm gonna take it. I don't know. I mean, I think you're 50-50. I think it's Saints or I think it's Falcons. I don't think the Panthers or the Bucks are even close. So
Correct. I think it's one of those things you could just take them both.
I was gonna say take them both. I got plus 130 on the Saints and plus 210 on the Falcons. Take them both, and you know,
Live
I
off
think
the
one of
spread.
those two team wins. You win your get your units.
Yep. Live off the spread. I agree with that. All right. Let's go to the last one. The NFC West. The Cardinals are plus 2,700 to win the division.
That'd be a hell of a payday.
No chance in hell.
I think that division. I think the NFC West is also a 2-team division.
We've got a question from Gerardo. He wants to know, did you take the Brewers team total over?
No, because I don't think they score more than a few runs, 2 or 3. Their offense has really not been hitting well. Plus their numbers against I think they're facing a righty tonight, right? Who is it, Lynn?
Lance Lynn.
Yeah, their numbers against Lynn and their numbers against right-handed pitching is really not that good over the last few weeks. So no, I think it's if anything in the game, I would like the under. I took the Brewers because of the price. Sean and
Ron.
Ron. Sean and Ron like the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I think the Brewers get one game in this series, and I think this is it because this is the last one.
All right. The Eagles are trying to push down the field here. Hey, their guy actually caught the ball. That helps.
So what do we got? NFC West?
Yeah, with NFC West. So you got the Niners, who, by the way, I believe has the best roster in football. If you look at position to position, they almost have a Pro Bowl caliber player at almost every position on the field. That's why the question with them is the quarterback play. But really, it's if they don't screw it up really well, you've got. So let's forget quarterback. Running back, Christian McCaffrey. Elijah Mitchell, solid guy. Fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, Pro Bowl. Tight end, George Kittle, Pro Bowl. Deebo Samuel, Pro Bowl. Brandon Ayuk and Jawan Jennings, they're guys we bet all the time, especially Jawan Jennings. Solid wide receiver crew. Left tackle, Trent Williams, Pro Bowl. Left guard, Aaron Banks, not a Pro Bowl, but solid. Jake Brendel is the center, not solid. The biggest question on them is right tackle. Obviously, you lost McGlinchey. McGlinchey comes over and goes to Denver. How's that? So you have Colton McKevitz, whoever that is. Drake Jackson's your defensive end. Javon Hargrave comes over from the Eagles to help out in the interior. You still got Javon Kinlaw right behind him. Only team with 2 starting Javons. Big play here by the Eagles. There you go. Eric Armstead, still the outside end. Cleveland Farrell leaves the Raiders, comes over to San Francisco. Let's see how that works. Fred Warner's still there. Obviously, Javarius Ward, their best corner. And they lose their starting safety, but Sean Gibson's still there, Pro Bowl. If their team does not mess it up, their quarterback does not mess it up, they should win the division. Everyone thinks the Rams are a 5-win team. I do not. I think the Rams have more wins than people think. They got a 6.5, and I think they'll get the 6.5.
I think that's going to be on Stafford.
I think it's beyond Stafford, but if you watch any preseason, man, Stetson Bennett just looks like he understands what's going on. He just does. He's an older quarterback, yes.
He played one game?
Yeah, he played one game, but he looked like he had. I've watched some of the practice too, but yeah, he just looks like he's got it. He's got moxie. He's got understanding. He's got teammates that look like they're going to fight for him and believe in him. If he ends up getting into the quarterback, I'm not saying he's not going to be Matthew Stafford because he's still questionable on some of the other attributes from a quarterback like arm strength. But I watch him play and I'm becoming such a fan of him. It's unbelievable. That I just think he's going to be able to pull this team together.
Yeah, but okay, so you think he's going to pull it together. What is he pulling together? Have you seen their weapons? They don't have any outside of Cooper Kupp.
Van Jefferson's supposed to be back. Cam Akers is still back. Tyler Higbee is still there.
Nobody that a rookie quarterback is – nobody that I'm going to be excited about with a rookie quarterback.
Except Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's very good.
Cooper Kupp. They have one big weapon that's coming off a hamstring or ACL or whatever, and he's already re-injured in camp. At what point during this season, how many games do they lose before they say, Kupp's banged up, Stafford's banged up, we're going to shut them both down, we're just going to tank this thing?
It's a possibility.
I mean,
but I don't think
Kupp is going to be there. Kupp is going to be there after this year. Stafford is not.
Yeah, I got to look at the contract situation, but yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, Kupp will be there after this year, but Stafford won't. So I mean, you've got Kupp coming off an ACL. You've got Stafford coming off whatever, his back or his neck or whatever was wrong with him. You've got
Ring that bell. Ring the bell. All right, the Mets come home. Mets money line finishes up.
nice.
All right. So we get that. We're on to the Diamondbacks. We're already that game's moving by quick. We're in the fourth inning already.
Oh wow.
Diamondbacks got a runner on. Yep.
That pitch clock really moves those games.
It does. Yep. Especially if the other team doesn't get any hits. So you're not liking the total. We've got a fast pace in the WNBA game. These two teams are not playing the defense they've been playing. They've come out shooting lights out here. Aces take the lead for the first time, and we get 40 points in a quarter. We need to be under 45, but we're definitely not going to be under that. We might be at 50 in the first quarter, which is a stark comp.
That's no good.
No comparison to the last couple of games.
Not great, Bob. Not great.
No, not what we want.
So what do you think about the Seahawks?
I don't trust Geno Smith.
I think he had his best season of his entire career. The best season he'll ever have was last season.
Agreed. I don't trust Geno Smith. He has tons of weapons, though. That's the one thing that worries about me. I do love the running backs in Walker and then Charbonnet already. So, I mean, we know I'm a big Zach Charbonnet fan, so not surprised.
I love the running backs, but they're both hurt already.
Correct, but I like Tyler Lockett. I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. I like Dwayne Eskridge. I think Eskridge might take a massive leap there. The only issue is Lockett's already hurt. The issue we had with them last year is their defense. You've got Jaron Reed. You bring over Mario Edwards. That's a good get for them. He's also their type of player. When does Bobby Wagner start to drop down a little bit. I mean, this is his 12th season. He's probably not the same cover linebacker that he's always been known for.
Yeah.
You pick up Quandre Diggs that comes over from the Packers. That's a good get. But I just think their division's pretty tough, and I think it's tougher than people think. I think the Niners could beat them. I think the Rams could beat them, especially if they play them early. Let me see if they do play them early. I don't like Pete Carroll, so I'll be full. Yeah, they opened the season versus the Rams.
Yeah, I mean,
then they play the Lions and they play the Packers. They could be 1-2.
can we
Kellen Mond. He gets out of his 5th tackle and he gets the first down. What a run by Kellen Mond. 7 guys had a chance to sack him. None of them get him.
Oh, yeah.
So you could be 1-2. You play the Panthers, come back the Giants, play the Bengals, play the Cardinals. Got the Browns. Looks like you're basically playing the AFC North. That's not going to be an easy pair. You can play the NFC. You play the Niners twice within 3 weeks. Who scheduled that?
I don't know.
You play them on Thanksgiving, it looks like, and then you're going to turn around, or you play them on Thanksgiving Sunday. Then you're going to turn around and you play them again in the first week of December.
Yeah, there's some weird scheduling thing.
Yeah. So
weird scheduling going on there.
They finished the year versus the Cardinals, so that's a win. They play the Titans, Steelers, and Cardinals at the end of the year, so they should at least go 2-1. That's going to be big when you start looking at their schedule. I love when guys are like, I had him, and he's so smiling, and it's like, dude, you didn't tackle him. He ran right by you. I mean, the Cardinals are 4.5 wins. That's the other thing, though, in the NFL. How bad can you be to not win 5 games?
They were bad last year, and they're going to be worse this year.
They're going to be worse this year. Correct.
They're going to be worse this year. That's about all I can say. They were bad last year, and they're going to be worse this year.
Correct. They're the team that should win Caleb Williams. They're 100% like, yay, we want to get Caleb Williams. That's our plan. 100%. The only guy they're after is Caleb Williams.
Kyler is going to be back at some point.
Do you think the question is, or did they just shut him down?
I was going to say the question is how far into the season, if it's week 10 and they're 1-9 and Kyler's available week 11, do they even bother?
Well, the other factor I say is how long do you wait if you're the free agents that went there last year till they start bitching? Like you have Hollywood Brown. How long does he stick around to sit there and go? Well,
he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't gotten anything. He's been there. Like this will be his 2nd season. Last season was a freaking train wreck, and this one's going to be even worse.
Correct. So how long till you get to mid-season that he starts going, okay, I want to leave. Trade me. Not going to come out here and get killed. All right, we got 21-23, so we're right at that mark. This is going to be a tough one. 36 seconds left. Vandersloot just got the ball stuck between the basket and the rim. So, well, I just see a bunch of guys bitching about it. If this is the NBA, these guys would be bitching much. The problem with the NFL is you got to bitch by week 4.
Right.
The Aces are definitely coming out and shooting better. They're taking mid-range shots, not threes, which normally is what they do is they miss threes. If you drive on the Liberty, that's what you got to do. 15 seconds left, only 46 points, 12 seconds. Gets it to Stewie. Stewie turn around. Yep, no problem. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And that's 46 points for the quarter. That's not bad. We're still right there. It's a good run by the Aces, though. They look a lot better than they have in the last 2 games. Oh, we shall see if the Elks ever do anything here. Believe it or not, Cleveland is still going on. Hey, we get 2 runs by the Diamondbacks, and we have some Elks on the field. Some Elks on the field. We have some Elks on the field. They have joined the field. Why Rich is off because he absolutely loves when I talk soccer. We are going to look at soccer tomorrow. We got some late games. We get some Japan games tonight. Get Fugata versus Albrecht Nagata. Fukuoka has been pretty solid at home. You can get them with plus money right now. So I'm going to be on that. Here, I'll put it in the chat because you guys will all be looking at me. What? I'll be a little lucky. I'll put draw no bet on there for there. It was plus 140 if you like them on the money line. I do like them on the money line, but I'm going to take them on draw no bet for the show. You got Uruguay, Nagoya. Nagoya is a very good team, but not a very good team at home. No play for me in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Uruguay Reds do win the game, though. We get South Korea. We get Incheon for Gwangju. Gwangju is a mid-table tier team. Incheon's right there, but they're right next. These two teams are close head-to-head. Incheon's generally very good at home. The only problem is Gwangju is a draw king, so when they go on the road, they generally draw. So this is a no-play game for me as well. We did get 2 runs by Arizona. We're up 2-0.
Nice.
We're in the bottom of the 4th. So Padres do have a runner on, though, to start the bottom of the 4th, 1 out. We get Suwon for Jeju. Suwon is the worst team in the league. The problem is they're at home. Jeju is one of the worst road teams. So it's a no play. We've already talked about Zhejiang. I'll give the other one right here that people will be looking for. Making Jiangjing professional money line. They're playing Quintana. So we also generally like the over with Zhejiang. The problem is I don't think we're going to get any goals from Quindon to be able to actually contribute to that. So we're not taking the over for that as well. So so we got fantasy. I think we're going to go with 10. If you looked at the Discord.
Yeah, I just saw that. Did we lose people or did we have 10 last year?
Last year, I think we had no, we didn't. Well, technically, yes, we lost 2 guys. One of those, we do have one of those guys. I don't know, but as long as he pays early, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I've never seen him other to say, yeah, I'm in. I'll be like, okay, send a check.
Was he with us last year?
No, I've never seen him respond to anything except to say, yeah, I'm in. And that was Calvin A. I don't know who that is. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, though. So as long as he pays in time, if there, if we need to find one, we could get one. I do need one for my family league if you're interested.
I can't, man. I can't do it. That put me at 7 leagues. I can't do another one. I got to stop.
That's fine. 7 leagues is a lot. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
No issue with that. Saying stop for that. So I do got to find one for my family league. And that's,
you want to talk about a freaking nightmare? Try running waivers for 7 leagues and trying to keep track of what the hell's going on.
Well, you're doing better in baseball. We will give you that. There's definitely been some improvements in baseball. Kind of helps that my dad hasn't been doing as better, so he kind of dropped out of the top 6. Now I think a couple guys are like, I'm out, and I'm looking and go, no, you're not. You're half game out.
No, everybody's right there.
You got 3 weeks to go, and the last guy's a game and a half out, so no one is out.
All you got to do is make the playoffs, just like in any other fantasy. All you got to do is make the playoffs.
Now, gun to my head, if you ask me who's winning our league, Lertno's going to win our league.
Probably, yeah.
Because he's got stolen bases locked up, which we allowed him to do, which is really bad on our part. Because he's got 3 guys that have over 30 stolen bases.
You know,
So he's going to win 30 stolen bases.
I was looking at my team. And the crazy part is that I would say probably close to half of my team. I didn't draft half of my team. Like half of my team came from the waiver wires.
I will say we have definitely. I've made about 19 trades in the league. Some have worked out in my favor, some haven't. The Austin Riley one. The issue I was having with Austin Riley was he was getting too many 0 for 4s. And then Mickey Moniak was on fire, and I thought Moniak would continue. And they got the All-Star break, and I traded for Moniak, and then he's kind of dwindled because I thought, oh, Moniak will give up the same kind of production that Austin Riley will, because that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get Minka Kelly in the deal and get another top-end pitcher who's been great for Arizona. We get 2 outs here for the there, and then be like, okay, well, I'm improving. Yes, I'm giving up a name in Riley. I'm also giving up another third baseman, which I had a gluttony of third baseman. So I was basically choosing not to play Nolan Arenado some nights because I just didn't have any place I could put him.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, so it was trying to figure out, okay, and I was like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and I'll make the trade. So who the idiot that chose Sleeper? I went, that had to be you. You're the only one to choose Sleeper because you were like, I'm already on Sleeper with my other league, so I'll stay Sleeper. Wouldn't you want to diversify?
No, I don't. Why would I want to diversify? So I have to have multiple tabs open? So I have to keep track of waivers running on a different day or in a different system? No.
I knew one person was going to choose it. So.
No, you want to know probably my biggest, well, not my biggest regret. Well, one of my biggest regrets or my biggest mistakes that's really bit me in this fantasy league. Trey Turner is killing me.
But he has those days where he gets a couple days that he goes really well, and then he falls right.
Yeah, exactly. You know where he's at when he gets those couple days? On my bench. You know how much I paid for Trey Turner? A freaking lot.
I will say there are guys that we look back and we're like, we paid for this guy there. Like I look at my roster and I'm like, I didn't pay for any closers for the most part except for Ryan Presley. And I'm like, all the other guys were just waiver pickups that worked at touchdown Eagles. They're coming back.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at my roster, I drafted Sean Murphy, Jose Ramirez, Trey Turner, Brian Reynolds, Luis Robert, Jazz, Chisholm, and Albies. So it's like basically half my team. So the rest of my team is from waivers.
And true, guys offered you trades, and you just did. You really held your guys.
Because do you want to know why I didn't trade with anybody? Because I'm not familiar enough with values in baseball to understand whether I'm getting screwed over or not, or whether it's a good deal or not. Like I would rather just hang on.
The Eagles tie it up.
I'd rather just hang on and play from I mean, honestly, the waivers have been the saving grace for me. I mean, there's so much talent on the waivers. It's been like you bitch to me this whole freaking year. You've been getting Springer in my face. Didn't you draft Yelich?
I did, and I traded
And
him
you
in that
you
first
dropped
deal.
him.
I didn't drop him. I traded him. He was in the deal that went with Bob in the very first trade for Yelich. And then Bob dropped him, and then you picked him up, and then we dropped him, and then Yelich went completely off.
Yeah, I've had him on my team since whenever I picked him up, and he's been one of my best players.
Yeah, for the last 2 months, he's been absolutely a
Just
stud every single time
crushing
he
it.
gets a chance. Yeah,
So good.
agreed. All right, so we have a tie game in the Eagles game. I'm shocked they went for 2.
They don't play overtime, so if it's tied,
No,
it's tied.
yeah, they just declare it's tied and it's over. Now, we do have 6:09 left to go. So if this was CFL, they'd have like 9 more times to run the ball. Diamondbacks get another insurance run, up 3-0. And we have an elk catch a ball and actually do something in the game. And we are and we were started. Third quarter is started.
I was gonna say, I thought that they're out of the rain delay now.
Yep. We got a flag on the play.
Do you have any idea when you want to do the draft? You can put that up for a vote.
I was going to pick the league, and then we were going to go from there.
I mean, I would like to participate in the live draft. Last year I had to auto draft because I had something going on. So if we have to do that again,
I always try to do it after Labor Day, and you did like 7 leagues. So 7 leagues is going to be tough to work around.
Well, the problem is Labor Day is Monday. I've got a draft on Tuesday, and I've got a draft on Wednesday, and I've got a concert on Wednesday, and the first game is Thursday.
I'm probably looking. I will probably look that following Thursday before, because maybe we'll do something where we tape it again
on the show. Okay, so it would be like the
Thursday before Labor Day. Yeah, the Thursday before Labor Day.
So it'd be like the 1st or the 31st or something like that.
Yep. As long as we start getting the fees in and stuff like that. Like the guys that I know, I'm not worried about the fees. Like I know they're good for it.
Yeah.
The guys I don't know, we've been screwed before. That's not happening. Yeah. So I mean, I will try to probably do so. I'll put it up for a vote, but I'll try to do that Thursday, and we'll do it live or something. Okay. I
mean, they've been talking up this Watkins kid in camp, and
yeah, he's played well.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, the dude falls down.
He got the first down though after he fell down.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Edmonton's going down the field here. We got nothing but elk power.
Unfortunately, this kid's a wide receiver in a wide receiver room that doesn't have any room for any wide receivers.
But this is a kid that he could be on the practice squad.
Or he could be special teams, maybe. I don't know if he's special teams.
Yeah. He's definitely gonna have to play special teams.
They're gonna have a decision to make because I don't think they can keep all these guys. They've got Schwartz, they've got Peoples-Jones, they've got David Bell. I'm assuming Bell's good, probably. I think Schwartz and Peoples-Jones, one of those two is going to be out. Tillman should be in. Cooper's in, obviously. I don't know how many guys are going to keep on the roster, but I think we're going to end up losing either Schwartz or Peoples-Jones, which honestly, Schwartz is a burner that can't freaking catch, and Peoples-Jones is a downfield guy. Nothing really special. You go to Michigan to get a freaking wide receiver. That was probably a poor decision. You go to a school that doesn't throw the ball to get a wide receiver.
There's been lots of good wide receivers, though, from Michigan.
Not recently.
Mario Manningham?
It's like 10 years ago. Mario Manningham graduated high school the same year as I did, I think.
kid Tariq Black.
Who? I mean, the last good, what I would consider the last good Michigan wide receiver, probably Braylon Edwards.
He was good in college.
He was pretty good with the Browns for
a short period of time.
Yeah, for a short period, sure. Yeah, to be fair, he had 1 year with Brandon Whedon, I think, and that was it, pretty much.
All right, so ranked has Dedmon Howard first, Braylon Edwards second, Anthony Carter, Mario Munningham, so yeah, I knew it was 4, Amani Toomer, Jason Avant, David Terrell, yeah, that was, Ty Streets, yeah, these guys are old.
I was going to say, holy cow, how old are these guys?
Donovan Peoples-Jones is 17th.
Yeah.
Nico Collins is 20th. Devin Funchess.
Oh, geez, Funchess.
Ronnie Bell, I mean, he's still yet to be decided, but we could see.
Yeah, like I said, you go to a school that doesn't throw the ball to draft a wide receiver.
Yep. All right, so we're in the bottom of the 5th. Here we go. We got a 3-run thing. We've got an elk drop here. It's pretty big here, and they're going to challenge here. There, we got the Browns moved themselves into field goal range. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, trying to run the clock.
I don't think they're going to be able to run all of it out.
5 total in the Aces game is 94.5 for the first half. So we do get more points than we have. It's going to be close.
I was going to say, I think they slowed down because Book was offering me a cash out on it, and they were giving me some pennies. They were giving me a little bit over my bet.
Yep. Now it's 96.5. That's not what we want. Yeah, don't. In 3 minutes, they're going to score 8 points. That's not going to be a problem. Yeah, we're definitely going to lose that. Liberty are hanging right there, though. Elks are challenging the catch. 2nd and 12. The Eagles called timeout. Really?
Yeah, I think they're calling timeouts.
And Watkins drops it. I think he was pass interference, but Watkins drops it. 3rd and 12. All right, we've run 30 seconds.
It's going to be a long field goal if they're trying to kick it from here.
That's what they're doing. 3rd and 12. Gonna throw it back to Watkins.
Gonna get some yards here.
Yep.
They got a few yards.
Yep, 28-yard line. So this is gonna be a 45-yarder. To take the lead.
I think this is what, honestly, I think they are doing this all on purpose. Just because they want to see this kid kick. I mean, I think they'd be a little bit more aggressive. If they were actually trying to win the game. Putting him in situations to kick the ball, I think, was pretty important in this game after the last one.
Yeah, Cronenworth doubles to start the inning. Runner on second, no outs. Come on, Diamondbacks. An out is all we need. Just get outs. Don't go double plays. Just take the out.
Gerardo gives some KBO in the chat.
Yeah, he did.
I tailed those. He also dropped those in the Discord.
Yep.
He's got Kia. Who was Ron on? I took Ron's play too.
Ron's on Lodi.
Lotte, yeah. Yeah, Ron's on Lotte. Gerardo likes Lotte also. Gerardo likes Deucin. LG, SSG under. Tailed all those. You know, on DraftKings, you can actually they give you the option to watch the KBO, which is nice.
Yeah, DraftKings FanDuel sometimes does that. Yep. All right, so the Elks give up the ball on that challenge, and Tiger Cats get the ball here at the 40. We still need a little bit of points, not a lot. We need 3 scores. All right, it's 4th and 9 here for the Browns. Did they ice the kicker? I tell you,
Browns might have iced them.
That kid running the oh, it's 2-minute warning. All right, come on. Oh, almost picked off. But then caught. Off the ricochet. Here come Ticats. Let's go. Let's get some points. Yeah, you have to make up -1 lines. Unless you could just there. So you divide your unit play into 2 different sides. So the money line covers essentially the -1 play. And it essentially becomes a -1. They've been doing that in baseball for years. All right, come on. We got 2 strikes on both hitters. So come on, you got to finish him. How many pitches has he thrown? Zach Allen's only thrown 67 pitches. Come on, Zach. Let's at least get an out without moving the runner. That's not bad. I wish I could do that, but yeah. He can't. All right, he's only going to get 3 yards. Don't think they're in field goal range. They're probably going to go for this. Down 21-9. They're going to try to punt this? You're at the 43. All right, it's not even close.
Messed up. He pushed it.
Yep.
Oh,
but there's a flag in the play.
There's a flag.
Were the Eagles offsides? That's the question.
Yeah.
Or did
illegal formation?
Yeah, man over the nose. Over the center.
Yep.
So Ticats do punt it. That's not one, but they do. Oh, he got crushed. Basically got clothesline. That was an old-fashioned tackle. Had 1 arm out like that. Runner ran in. All right, we get 1 out. There you go. Good job, Zach. Just 1 out. Runner didn't move. Runner on second, 1 out. How is that not a thing? He grabbed the inside of the guy's helmet and brought him down. All right, kick number 2 is also no good.
That one looked even worse. That was a knuckler.
Yep.
That one looked like he kicked it on its side.
Cade York. Your kicker
3 out of 4.
Soon to be packing groceries.
3 out of 4.
He's going to be packing groceries soon. Got a big leg. I have no idea how to kick it straight, though. All right, Gerardo giving it to official. All right, so we got 2 misses. We got 87 points with a minute to go. That doesn't look good.
Stranger things. I got 2.5 points.
Yep. We got a holding call here on 1st down. Once again, Zach comes out, gets 2 strikes on the next batter. Let's see if he can get out. Stop nibbling. Stick with the heater. I will say, if you watch the Bears, like everyone got so excited about the DJ Moore play, go watch that play on YouTube, or YouTube, TikTok, whatever you want. The offensive linemen are 15 yards downfield before he passes the ball. He literally catches it, and the tackle's already at the first down line. And that's why the joke where the one girl I had, Annie Rieger, where she goes, yeah, you had catches. Some of those plays were actually legal. If you watch the Bears offensive line on both touchdowns, they're both illegal men downfield. And it's not even close. And like, it's not even like borderline 2-3 yards. It's like 10 yards.
Yeah.
Like, really, at that point, hey, we get the second out. There we go. Good job, Zach. All right, 2 outs, runner on second. All right, we're up 3. We should be good here. All right, the Elks are going backwards here. Ball's at the 1. Get up and run. He gets 21 of the 22. Quarterback runs out of the line. Go. He almost falls down. He tries to run back. He goes backwards for whatever reason. He gets the first down. Look at Eagles fly. Eagles fly. Can we get a play where the Browns receiver, the DB, just like falls down and we can like get a touchdown out of this at the end?
No, not as long as dude's throwing the wrong route.
I mean, our hope is this 3rd and 14 here. All right, there's 1 run. All right, the Padres knock in the run. 3-1.
2 outs. 2 outs.
2 outs. 2 outs. Yep. We still got a little bit of breather. We just can't give up a knock here. All right. The Elks punt out of their own end zone. This gets right to midfield. Uh-oh, he breaks the tackle to the 50, the 40. There is a flag down, so this is probably coming back, but this is a touchdown, Ticats. Oh, he drops the ball. He threw it behind him. We'll see what the flag is, but right now it's a touchdown, Ticats. All right, 40-49. 40 seconds left to go. 33 seconds left to go.
Just run it all the way down and miss.
There's no 45-second shot clock. Just want to let you in on that secret.
Sack.
Oh, that's a big loss.
Yeah.
All right, the Ticats touchdown is off the board for holding.
And now it's 4th down. They're probably gonna have to punt.
Bottom of the 5th, 3-1. Ha-Seong Kim is up to bat. And there's the basket, 40-51. That's 91. Sorry. All right, we don't get the first half under. We're close.
Womp, womp, womp.
And I think we're going to lose it by 2 points. 40-51 with 2 seconds to go.
Eagles punt.
Yep. What's it? 4th and a mile?
It was 4th and 16.
At this point, they're just like, nobody get hurt.
Yep.
Take a knee. All right, Zach's having trouble here. Might walk the next guy. Might have 2 guys on, 2 outs. 3-1 count. Oh, I think he got out of it. Think he gets out of it. That's it. Ends the 5th. There we go. We take that. We'll take that. All right, ring that bell. Ring that bell. It's time to go. We'll take this. Arizona first 5 money line comes through. So we hit the Mets. Elks still determined. Liberty's still undetermined. We lose the first half under, and we lose the first half Eagles. We still have some other plays outstanding from basketball to soccer. There we go. Ticats coming down the field. We should get points on this drive, hopefully. All right, Diamondbacks are going to be up. The Brewers and Dodgers are at 0-0. What were you giving that first 5? Are you really turning down to watch? Are you watching them take a knee?
No, they're going to run out.
They're not. They're going to take a knee.
No, they're not. I'm watching it.
It's amazing. They actually threw the ball. Pick 6.
They got 2 timeouts left.
Eagles have 1.
The Browns have the ball.
I'm aware of that. The Eagles have to stop the clock. I'm actually shocked they called a timeout.
They want another field goal chance.
I was talking about the Eagles. The Eagles didn't call timeout. Oh, the Browns are the ones calling timeouts? All right, Ticats to the 25 here. Ticats can make this interesting. Uh-oh. And that's not the way to go. That's going to be a 15-yard loss. Seresta with a big sack. So there goes the chance of the Ticats getting any points. We don't want this. We don't want a third quarter where no one scores. We need 3 scores. We need at least 1 score in the third quarter. That was a wounded duck. It's a good catch by Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it was. Some guys got it all, you know.
What? Uh-oh. The win. You got to see this field goal attempt here in the Edmonton game.
They kicked a field goal?
They tried to. It was going straight, and then the wind just took it and carried it right out of the field goal. Then it was picked up and returned for a nice 20-yard gain.
Yeah.
All right. What am I looking at? I'm looking at WNBA. All right, here comes the Browns. 8 seconds. They're the only team still trying to play to get a tie. To not get a tie, I guess. I really hope they pick 6. I'm the only one that really is rooting for a pick six. The Eagles guys are kind of making fun of him that he's still going to go through this. Come on, if you're the Eagles, say they're going to do an out route, so let's just jump this and end this game. How hilarious would that be? How many points were scored in the second half? Oh, that went over again, which that all the second half's been going over. Oh, all right, here we go. Kellen Mund. Come on, jump it. Where's the? Come on, he went out of bounds.
No, they called it.
What was the point of that? How is that your last play if you're trying to get down the field?
They were trying to get another. Going down the field wasn't going to work. They were probably playing umbrella.
Oh. All right, so we had our NFL review. We went through. We've still got some open games, obviously.
Yeah.
So we will take it from that. We'll have the show plays. We'll go through, start posting the records starting. Yeah, we'll start posting this week. Get ready for the NFL. And other than that, anything else you got tomorrow?
Nope.
All right, the three of us should be back on next week. So, which would that be the draft? No, it'd be the 31st. It'd be Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 weeks.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Take it easy, everybody. See ya.
Yeah.